Robot. We are in the building. Peace. Get them on. Tell them we live. It's about to be lit, ladies and gents. And we ain't talking about no gin, baby. Let me get that thumbnail up. Peace. We about to get this shit cracking. Man, I'm about to be like muted out for a while because I got to get my hair cut, man. This is the only time the dude can do it for you. So I'm going to be on, but I ain't going to be talking as much till you get through my haircut. All right. Hey, Robot.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm gonna be.
You, I didn't hear what you said.
What'd you say?
I didn't hear what you said.
I say my haircut man supposed to be coming to cut my hair right now, but so I might be muted out for a second till he get to cut my hair. But I still can talk a little bit, but it's like he's gonna be cutting my hair, so I'm gonna be in it, man. But this only I tried to reschedule it, but he told me he going out of town for a football thing, championship. So we gotta get it cut today though. So, but I'm still we still here, man. Let me just do this one thing and then we good. But we live, we lit, man. They asking about what part of the slave trade was fake, because people saying that Dame Calloway said that Harriet Tubman was a fake. They faked it to pay it. They're playing into the slave trade so they can keep us. We came from Africa.
So let's go. Let's look at it for what it is. We hot, right?
Yeah, we hot. We live.
Okay, work like this. First of all, you got a person in the position of the victor. He can only hold on to his power as long as he make you feel you part of his victory. If he tell you the truth, then it's gonna make you rebel just because of the nature of who you are. But if he tell you a false narrative and he give you pride in that narrative, the pride in the Civil War, the 1776, the bicentennial, the motherfucking red, the white, and the blue, the Yankee Doodle Dandy, Uncle Sam, right? This is all painted up for somebody called a patriot, right? So what's a patriot?
Yeah, what is a patriot?
Now, look at the word. What's the root? The root word is it's from the Greek root pater.
Okay, all right.
Pater means father. Okay, now that comes important when you understanding the narrative. They trying to teach everybody to push a patriarchal agenda as a patriot. Right? Now, the term patriot is assigned to those who are loyalists to the land in which they live and the flag that reign as the representation. We use totem poles. They use flags. On the land, the law of the land requires us to use totem poles to stake the land and to tell you about all of the information that the Europeans tell in the flag. We tell it in the totem pole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now the narrative of us being slaves becomes a false narrative. But if you say we was POWs, now you starting to see the narrative the way it's supposed to be seen.
Right. Right.
Okay, we always had farms across the country.
Mm-hmm.
Every tribe had farming communities attached to the tribes. So those who went and moved into the city, they had a city big mama and a country big mama.
Mm-hmm.
The big confusion come in is they took mama off big mama house.
Mm-hmm.
And they called it the big house.
Yeah, right.
Right. And then they told us that the niggas that lived in the house niggas, right,
Mm-hmm.
was working for those pale people that live in the house with them. That's what they told us, ain't it?
Yep.
Okay, now, when you go back, you look at the story of what was taking place in the era socially, not politically, socially. Okay, we was fighting, we were establishing communities that was not attached to anybody but us. This is called autonomy. All of the communities that we established to be autonomous, they bombed them, flooded them, or burned them down.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, the narrative they painting is that we all American, red, white, and blue.
Uh-huh.
Right? And that we conquered the Confederates, who was the slave-holding rebels of the South. That's what they told us, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
But what they don't tell us is that the rebel flag was the flag of the United Seminole Nations.
Okay.
And this Confederate flag represented what we call the Confederated Nations of the Iroquois.
Okay.
Had nothing to do with European government and the European governments that they was trying to set up in the South. We was fighting for autonomy,
Mm-hmm.
and they was fighting for control.
Mm-hmm.
The bloodbaths was taking place in Florida because that's where the Seminole Wars took place.
Okay.
Now, they tell us all of the legends about the great lumberjacks that came over here and cleared the land.
Okay.
They chopping down our fucking trees, Elder.
Yep.
Right? So all the time we thinking that the pale man in the big house is the slave owner. It's that nigga.
Right.
Samuel Jackson played right there.
Right.
And that's why he reacted like he did to Django.
Right.
Django was a rebellious ass kind of nigga. He was like us.
Mm-hmm.
Flashy, loud, and high on the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the statement when somebody get too big? What we tell them, we gonna knock them off what?
His horse.
They high horse.
Yeah.
So when Django pull up, who that nigga on that nag?
Yeah, the nag, boss.
Right? I don't understand why that nigga is riding into town with all of you big faces and y'all supposed to be covering this shit up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But what the military guy tell him, just be cool.
Yeah, be cool, bro.
Yeah. And then the guy that they had pretending to be the slave owner.
Yeah.
Right? The pale face. He was put there not as the owner of the house, he was an apprentice to learn how to run a firm. Go back to Martin Luther King.
Man, go ahead.
He said they gave these people land grants. They created land grant colleges. He said at the same time we was working as sharecroppers, they was mechanizing they farms. They was sending them to us to learn how to farm the land. How in the fuck, if we from Africa, do we know how to farm the American land?
Right. Right.
Right. So the narrative has to hold up under the critical thinking skills to a certain degree. Right? They paint the false narrative because they don't want you to know that the black hand in the South was a nigger hand hanging from under a KKK robe.
Okay.
So now all this ties back into what Kanye and Kyrie doing right now.
Okay.
They putting the pressure on the front man.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
What happened when Sammy the Bull got caught? Who he give up?
The head guys.
Okay.
Then they gave him a hidden identity.
Yeah, but look, the whole point being, they Sammy the Bull, ADL, JDL, Satanic Jew, secret relation between blacks and Jews,
Yeah.
the international Jew, the wandering Jew,
Yeah.
the merchant of Venice, right? All of it is telling you the same thing. This is the synagogue of Satan. These are the ones masquerading as Jews, but they ain't the ones. They not the ones.
Yeah.
First of all, they wouldn't be calling themselves Jew. They would be calling themselves Israelites or Hebrews. Israelites tie their lineage back to Israel. And then Hebrew time back to Ibrahim. Right? Israel is Jacob's father. Wait a minute. My math is off on these. Israel, Jacob became known as Israel after he tried to steal after he stole his brother's birthright. So the story that they telling us, they putting Khazarians, Ashkenazis, Sephardi's up as the Jews, as the tribes of Israel. The problem with that is twofold. The first problem is, in that whole book, don't none of that shit happen nowhere but in the Middle East. They brought that shit over here in 1492, and now the ones who got the birthright to the land identifying with the characters in the book that they was using to steal their birthright. They all frauds. And then they making you defraud yourself. We wasn't Jews, we wasn't Christians, and we wasn't Muslims. We was the motherfucking feather-wearing tribes of the land of the Americas. We didn't have nothing to do with the Middle East, other than setting up Egypt, which was Hollywood to us, an entertainment center, a place to put on a play and reenact the holy drama. Right? So that's all that shit was to us. You on mute, Elder?
Hey, I'm listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going right along with you.
Okay, we got to look for the questions now, because if you go off, I need the questions to carry the video.
I'm watching it. I'm gonna still be able to do it. I'm watching the chat right now.
Okay, so now they tell us about the spirit of 76, right? Mm-hmm. And the spirit of 76 is the revolutionary spirit. And as a patriot, we salute the Boston Tea Party. But as the chiefs from the land, we don't salute the Boston Tea Party, because that's where they said that we crashed our landmass into their ship.
Right.
How the fuck you think they spilled all the tea?
Right.
Right. So in the Boston Tea Party, they said that the colonists was so fed up with Europe that they raided the ships that was in the Hudson Bay and dumped out all the tea.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the problem with that. First of all, it wouldn't have been tea. It would have been coffee and tobacco. We imported tea to the Americas. We exported coffee, sugar, tobacco, and other goods, but we didn't export tea.
Mm-hmm.
So they telling us the story as a false narrative, which is a false lead, but it's also to reveal that, as Malcolm so eloquently stated, we didn't land on no motherfucking Plymouth Rock. Ain't that a bitch? That goddamn rock landed on us.
Right.
Right? And the Plymouth is the good ship Plymouth that what we call now the Mayflower.
Mm-hmm.
The Mayflower blooms on May 5th.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the same year that the ship shot the goddamn cathedral in Notre Dame on May the 5th.
What?
Yeah. Pull it up.
All right, I got you.
May 5th, I think it's 2019. Just put Notre Dame fire and go to the images. You'll see it. This is where they created the story at, the slave narrative. That's why it's even relevant right now.
Hey, what year was it? May.
Just put in Notre Dame fire.
All right.
Cathedral. Put
May
Notre
5th,
Dame
2000.
Cathedral. Put Notre Dame Cathedral fire.
Oh, I got you. May 5th, 2000.
Just put it in there like that. It's gonna come up. It's gonna tell you today.
All right.
It was like 2018 or 2019.
Yeah, April 17th, 19. Right here.
Okay, pull up the pictures.
Right here. Let me save it.
This is where they came up, Notre Dame University, where they came up with the slave narrative as an educational tool of oppression and conquest.
Hey. Oh, yeah, they playing games now. Oh no, they playing games.
Go back to the page before that.
Hold on, it's froze.
Cathedral, you can see the smoke in these pictures. You can see the flames shooting out of the roof.
All right, there we go. Let's blow that picture up, please.
I want the outside aerial view.
Okay. Let me go back.
When you type it in and it come up, go to images.
Okay, yeah, we go back. Like right here.
That third picture. Yep, that's it. That's it. Now the aerial view of that, if you can get an aerial view of that building right there, say, Rod, how do you know that that's where they came up with the plot?
Yeah, how do you know, Rod?
The aerial, the slave ship that they give us with all of the people on it, that drawing, that's the blueprint for Notre Dame University.
What?
It's a perfect layover from an aerial view of the part that caught on fire.
Oh yeah, they really up to something now. Trying to get an aerial view of it. It's like over the top part, right?
Mm-hmm. Put overhead view.
Church. Oh yeah.
The second row, second picture.
Here we go right here. That's it right there.
See that picture?
Right here.
No. Look over here. Go over. Go down to the third row.
Huh?
Second picture from the left. A matter of fact, the first picture from the left is the actual aerial image.
Okay, there you go right there. Like a cross.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, pull the slave ship up next.
All right.
The drawing that they give us, we're going to show you. You can do it side by side and they can do the overlay on their own. It's a perfect blueprint. Get the third one from at the top, third from the right.
I got that. This one right here too.
Yep, that one. Do you know how to flip it where it's gonna be facing the same way as the picture?
Yeah, I can do it real quick.
Okay.
Let me do it real quick for you. All right, so we got the slave ship first. This one right here is the one I think you picked right here, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna face it which way?
Flip it the other way where
that way right there?
Nope, we gotta be facing up.
Facing up. Okay, all right, let's face up. There you go.
Right there.
All right, let me put the other one side by side with it.
Yeah.
Now it was the aerial view of this is one. We're gonna do this. We're gonna put this one and that other one.
No, that one ain't. You can't see nothing on there. What I'm trying to show you.
Okay,
what I'm trying to show you, you can't see it on there.
Okay, all right. Let me go back to that. This one right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me do this.
Just the way it is. I wish we had the whole picture of it. It's a piece of it cut off at the top.
Yeah, it is right. Man, come on, get out the way. Dang, hold up. Oh my goodness, they fucking with me, man. Just give me a second. I got it. All right, boom, 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 boom. Copy it. Bring the aerial view in. Boom. Boom. I'm almost there. Ah. You can't see it, but it's like a thing that's on my screen. You probably can't see it. It's blocking they block my arrow from doing shit. What I'm trying to do.
Okay, there you go. Now, look at the see the part on the right.
Yeah.
Now look at the Notre Dame. You see where the cross at?
Yeah, hold on. Let me blow it up for you. I'm gonna blow it up for you. All right, hold on just a second. All right, there you go. Now, what you saying?
You see the cross on the ship? You see the cross on the ship?
Yeah, right here.
Okay. Now, if that little piece wasn't cut off at Notre Dame at the top, it's round, just like the front of the ship.
Yeah.
This is the blueprint for Notre Dame.
Damn, you fucking good right now, bro.
The cross is there because it's under the order of the church.
Damn.
And this is academia where they hatched the slave narrative. This is the blueprint for the building where they came up with the bright ass, dumb ass ideas.
Dang, that's
They
crazy.
got to give you the opportunity to discover it.
That's some high level fucking witchcraft right there. I mean,
So remember, if the Masons done it, they got to leave a signature.
Right.
And their signature got to be in the public domain. It's up to us to discover it. This is a perfect overlay. I did it once on my Ryan. I had done it on my Ryan Hayes page.
You can't make this up.
Yep. But that's where they hatched the slave narrative.
Even the little piece in the middle right here, you can see it looks just like it. Man, you just put niggas in the head. Another dome cracker. Hey, I forgot to tell you to put your YouTube, hit that like. I forgot to tell you to put your hard hat on before you came up in this joint, man. You know, straight head cracking shit, man. Yeah, bro. You hit us hard when you showed us that cathedral under the Vatican with the look like a serpent head. I said, damn, that's crazy. Now you hitting us with this one right here, man. I ain't never noticed this, bro.
Right, because this is a code. It's a secret. We ain't never supposed to put this together. This is one of the things when Farrakhan told me it was like a scrambled egg. It's almost impossible to unscramble it.
Yeah, it's the same shit, man.
This is where they came up with that plot. It's part of the political system of Rome.
Okay. Spanish Inquisition?
No, it's before that.
Okay.
Go to the Google and find out when Notre Dame University was built.
Yeah, let's get there.
So they were sitting around in the universities trying to figure out what the fuck happened or what the fuck to do. Right? Plato had the Republic. Right? Where did the democracy come from?
Right?
They say it came from Greece, which would be Alexander as the conqueror who was working for the then unknown Etruscans. They hadn't rose to power as Rome yet. He was Enlil's son, Zeus.
It was established 1842 in Indiana, November 26th.
No, that's not the original one. The one it's in Europe.
Oh, in Europe. Okay, all right.
Yeah, Notre Dame University is in, I think, France.
Oh shit, you telling me something now? They got Notre Dame over there in France. Notre Dame. Notre Dame founded in Europe, India. Oh. Paris. It's in Paris. Okay, yeah, Paris, France. When was it founded? (1162-63).
Okay. Ain't that something? And the Moors finally got kicked out of Europe, Spain, and between 1611 and 1613.
Yeah, you can look at it and tell it's Moorish architecture. You can look at it.
This is where they hatched the plot.
Man, look at it, bro. Look at the two top, Boaz and Joshan, huh?
Joaquin.
Yeah, Joaquin. They say it like that too. Man, I bet you it's a looking at this right here, looking at this cathedral, it looked like the same like Solomon's temple. Like the building, the
Okay,
two
you
towers
ready?
in front.
You ready to see some more Masonic code science?
Yeah, break there. Go on, crack these niggas' head.
Okay, so this is Notre
Yeah,
Dame
right here.
University. Listen, in Paris, France.
Yeah.
All right. Notre Dame means Dame of the North.
Okay.
The Dame of the North is Isis, the Ice Princess.
Okay.
The city of Paris is called Parthenon of Isis. Paris is its condensed name,
Okay.
short form. The mid form is Par Isis,
Okay.
right? Now, France is instrumental in this because where did they sign the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, as they call it? Where was that signed
In
at?
Paris.
Right. When they signed it in Paris, it was called the Paris Accord.
Okay. Yeah.
Pull up what year the Eiffel Tower was built.
I got you.
I bet you it was after 1863.
Let's see. We got him. We own him. $1887, January
Ain't that
28th. So what? That's 1837. Yeah. Okay.
18?
So what's the alchemical situation behind the Eiffel Tower? Why would they put a tower? Like
It's a homonym.
okay.
It's a homonym. What it sound like?
A homonym sound like some kind of sound weapon or some shit.
Listen to the name of the tower. Say the name of the tower.
Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower.
Or I fail.
Oh, yeah. Right. Get there.
It's a homonym.
Okay. Eiffel Tower.
Right. So the Eiffel Tower was set up to commemorate the signing of the Paris Accord.
Okay.
And it got to have a matching icon sent to the Americas from Paris. Do you know what that would be?
Is it the Statue of Liberty or the Washington Monument?
Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
Pull up what year was the Statue of Liberty
yeah,
erected in Ellis Island.
Yeah, it's definitely a connection.
I bet you it was at the 1863.
We got him. Let's see. 1884. 1881 to 1884.
And still after the fact, those are commemorations.
Yeah.
Now, why did the French say they gave America the Statue of Liberty?
Right. Why?
What do it say? Pull it up and read it.
All right, let's get there. Oh, look. Let me get a couple pictures of this Statue of Liberty. All right. It says the entire statue was completely and assembled in Paris between 1881, 1884. Also 1884, constructed on the patterns beginning in the United States. Craftsmen worked on the construction of the Statue of Liberty in Paris. They assembled the statue in Paris, which occurred in 18. Yeah, so they brought it over here later. All right, hold on. Let me see why they get why did the French give America? It's kind of like a Trojan horse. Look like some Trojan horse shit. So the Statue of Liberty was a gift to America from the French, commemorating the alliance of French and the United States during the American Revolution.
Then you heard what you just read, right?
Yeah, commemorating that damn treaty.
Which treaty? That was the Louisiana Purchase, because the French and the English wasn't allies in the American Revolution.
Yeah, so they must have look. This what I Ron, let me at this. So I discovered in 1803 that's like 1801, and then leading up to the French taking over the Louisiana Purchase, right? They they began exiling us off our land between 1801 and 1865, and then in 1865, once they completely almost got us off the land and wiped out, then they concocted this story that they freed the
Okay,
slaves.
stop. You're using part of the false narrative, and it's blinding you.
Okay, go ahead. Let me see what you got.
We did never get ran off our land.
Okay, go ahead.
We left to go fight the Gullah Wars.
Okay. Yeah, I got that part.
Okay, now, on the return, they switched us out with the $5 Indian.
Okay.
The $5 Indian was granted chiefdom by presidential order.
Yeah.
They can't do it. No president no president can give a chief right to somebody that ain't even from here anyway.
Right.
But they did it for an explicit purpose of signing treaties as if they were signing them with us.
Uh-huh.
This is why the slave narrative is so necessary. So the French sold the protectorate right of in the New Orleans Purchase. They didn't sell the entirety of what became later known as the Louisiana Territory.
Uh-huh.
They only bought the port of New Orleans.
Go ahead. I heard Baba said that. Go ahead.
Okay, when they bought the port of New Orleans, the Lewis and Clark expedition, we was fighting Seminole Wars in Florida, leaving whole village settlements without a moment's notice. The whole clan headed to Florida to fend off the attackers, the conquistadors.
Okay.
Right? So as we move into Florida, Lewis and Clark going behind us, seeing the castles is empty. When they see the castles empty, they declared the crash site to extend all the way to what we know as Washington State and Oregon.
Uh-huh.
Where did they stop at and turn around in Louisiana Purchase? Pull up the map of their trek.
I got you right here. I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Mm-hmm. This is why they turned around after they seen the western port city.
It's in this folder right here. There you go.
Okay, that's the Louisiana Territory, but they went further than that.
Yeah, over here to over here, right? Right here.
Yeah, so look, you got to pull up the trail of Lewis and Clark.
Let me pull it up. Brokeback Mountain.
It probably was. They probably was a couple.
I'm telling you, man.
Now remember, Lois and Clark is Superman and Clark Kent. I mean, it's Superman and Lois Lane.
Okay. That's where they went right here. We got them. Okay, let's get that pulled up. It's gonna be in the Rod Hayes folder for 11/16. Yeah, we got them. We on them. Don't worry about that. Here we go, right here, right?
You see where they went? You see where it is at, right?
Right here.
Yeah. You know that's over in Washington and Portland. They make a little loop over there.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Why? Yeah, why?
Because that's the next. Okay, so when you're in wartime, you close your ports.
Yeah.
Then it had already seen castles abandoned on that trek they take.
Yeah.
If that port is closed, that means that we was in a phase where we wasn't allowing any ships entering in on the Pacific side of the land.
Okay.
They discovered that the port cities was vacant.
Okay.
Right. So the port was closed. That means that we at war from our side of the puzzle. We at war.
Okay.
From their allegation, a false claim, we abandoned the property.
Okay.
But we left caretakers behind.
Okay.
That's who they have in these conversations with when you read in the journals where these stops are.
Uh-huh.
They talking to elders across the land.
Okay.
And they telling them that the people of the land went to go fight in the Great War.
Okay.
All right. And so the Louisiana Protectorate was the pink. Now, you see where it says Spanish territory, right? Florida is the same color.
Yeah.
Because this is who we was fighting, the conquistadors from Spain. Right? So we see, even where it says Spanish territory, tribes came from there as well. Because that's where California, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, all that over there, those were our the desert dwelling people of this land. That's our desert. And only certain tribes knew how to survive in that inhospitable environment. But they was leaving there because the war was in Florida. That's why Florida is right now in this pink, where the pink is Louisiana, the yellow is the United States, the green is Spanish territory. We fighting like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So we ain't start fighting the Spanish on the West Coast yet because we haven't annexed those states that's called the Southwest. Nor have we annexed Texas.
It wasn't Texas like the Mexican part?
Texas wasn't part of America yet.
Okay.
The United States was the yellow. How did they get to get all the way to Florida? I mean, all the way to California, and Oregon, and Washington.
Right.
This is how they did it. By keeping up the slave narrative, we ain't supposed to figure this shit out. Because the slave narrative is sending us in the opposite direction.
Fact.
And we came from the interior of the land to go fight in Florida. They called us Seminoles because the tribes was mixed. And their narrative is that the runaway slaves went to Florida and joined with the native tribes. That's bullshit. Go talk
that's
to
what they say, yeah.
Go to North and South Carolina and talk to the Geechees. They'll tell you they always been there. They don't know what the fuck these Africans' narrative story is coming from. And they don't know what about being a Seminole because from what their ancestor told them, they was Getty Geechee, Gullah Geechee, Geechee Gullah, Getty Gullah Geechee. They all different branches of the same tribes. So the slave narrative is to cover up the transfer of us, darker indigenous people to the land, and replacing us with the Mongols and the Huns and the Hindus that they had as their servants that they brought over here. It's a control narrative. The victor is only going to tell the story to the people in the manner that makes them less resistant to his tyranny, because look at what they do with the money. They send billions of dollars overseas to everybody else, but don't spend none of it here.
Yeah,
You ever
yeah, that's
notice?
right. That's right. They spending all that money to all these countries, but we broke as hell over here. We going out of business. They out of business. How you got money to send to somebody else and you going out of business?
Right. They sending Ukraine all this money and military shit, but America doesn't own that military shit. This one we don't know. The only military that's supposed to be over here that's not the militia of the people is the National Guard. They commandeered the other branches of military and used that as a fighting force for bankers. The army was the ground troops, what we called them the Braves. The Navy was the sea people. They used to live in the waters and in the swamps and swim under the water that they called the frogmen. That came up with the stories like Creature from the Black Lagoon, because we was in the water with gators popping up on their ass. Know your history, know your people. Know how y'all move on the land. You could take any one of us in the hood and take us to a new hood. We're going to be real still for a minute before we start moving around. What is that about? All of us do it.
Adaptation.
We assessing the terrain. We learning the terrain. We don't start making moves until we got the terrain down. We need to know how, if we running from the police, how to get away. If we running from them niggas that's trying to bust us, how to get away. You know what I'm saying? So we learn how to assess the terrain. This ain't too much different from my city. I just got to learn the pattern. How do the guys from this city move different from the guys from my city? Right? So the trick is, if you give a motherfucker their respect when you get there, right?
Real recognize real. Right?
Real recognize motherfucking real. So the whole slave narrative is a put together narrative so that we don't know that we was POWs, prisoners of war. And we never stopped fighting. The fight just went from physical to conjures. Feathers versus feathers in a amnesia scenario of self-discovery. So they tell you the slave narrative as to make you hold on to the victim period. You got to remain a victim until you heal from it. The trauma's still there. The trauma of being a POW is no different than the trauma of being a slave. The only difference is the context.
Fact.
When the context change, your ability to be civil to a hostile and belligerent force on the land, you now look for the leader that brings it to your attention for the solution to the problem. The solution to the problem is step back and let it fall. But the people are in fear of breaking the norm established by the enemy. So we fight against each other so that nobody don't upset that narrative. We being what we call a law-abiding citizen, a patriot. But being a patriot, we don't know we being the patriarch.
Right.
We pushing a male homosexual agenda of conquest by subjugating the males of the species you trying to conquer. This is the real buck breaking. It's social castration of the men in the front of everybody else. Bully him until he apologizes. But the motherfuckers that they can't make apologize, you don't see the JDL coming for me or the ADL. No matter what I say, they'll send Mark Zuckerberg at me, his people, to block my information flow. But when I tell you that the Moor Zionist Jews is the ones holding the keys to the motherfucking kingdom, and that Noble Drew Ali infiltrated them when he went in as a merchant marine and a seafarer, they thought he was one of them. This is why that part of his story is even necessary for us to know. How was he able to infiltrate him? He was in New Jersey when he infiltrated him. That means he stepped right off the goddamn dock. And they thought he was one of them, but they didn't never realize he had got on the boat in South Carolina and traveled the seas, learning how they navigate the seas. And then he was able to put it together when he got up there. He was able to go right to where the motherfuckers was at without them knowing who he was. And what did he say? I went and got the secrets from all of the secret societies and put them in the public domain. Ask the Moors, is that true? He said he came and established the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, a civics organization. Ask the Moors, is that what he started? And this civics organization was to serve as a template for tribal structure for the chiefs that know can use the blueprint that he laid down to have a real simple tribal structure blueprint to go and establish their own vine and fig tree. Ask the Moors, did he say it? And then ask him, did he do it? So he said, I'm gonna leave these people in power long enough for y'all to learn how to run a government. Now you gotta ask yourself, maybe in the 60s we could have ran the government, but we hadn't got strong enough to see through their shenanigans. We hadn't reached the level that Elijah Muhammad, Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey, W.E.B. Du Bois, Frederick Douglass, Denmark Vesey, Gabriel Prosser, all of those ancestors, Mary McLeod Bethune, Fannie Lou Hamer, all of them had ambitions for us to take all of that, what they put in the public, and put it together to build a ladder out that hole that the motherfuckers had pushed us in. So they needed the slave narrative in order for us to, because remember in the George Washington challenge, right? It say when they treat us harshly, we're not gonna know what side of the water we originate from. Remember where the George Washington challenge at, Elder? Pull that motherfucker up again. So while you pulling that up, the whole structure is contingent on us not being able to know that we from the land. Because if you don't know you from the land, you have no rights to it. But in order to know you from the land, you have to know the structure that we rebuild the tribes. Because the tribal structure is necessary in understanding how to find your people.
Hey, that's what I was saying. Like, okay, the whole world is dependent on us not knowing who we are. The whole world, they all benefit from us. That's why they don't want to tell us. That's why they don't come and tell us. Like, oh, y'all niggas, very like they benefit. They benefit off of us. The whole world is benefiting off our ignorance.
Yeah. Now, The only way to stop people from benefiting off our ignorance is to stop being ignorant.
Right.
It's the law of use. The law of use is a law of the universe. The law of use say if it's useful and you have a use for it and it's not currently in use, then you have all of the rights to use it until the user decides that he need to use it himself. That's the law of use. That includes your willpower. As long as you surrender in your source of power itself, the force in power itself, Ava Muhammad, is your right to utilize your willpower to establish your greatest life scenario based on what's written in your heart. But if you follow the ego, the artificial self that the social environment around you need to construct to keep you tempered and under control, then you will never live your best life. You're going to always be in a miserable condition because you're not having your highest expression of your best self.
This it right here, ain't it right?
Yeah, blow that motherfucker up. Let's look at that mother. Let's see if it says something about what side of the water we from. That's the only part I want to know. Do you see it in there? It said the Moorish children to be taught that they were truly Negroes, Black people, and colored folks. 200 years from today, the Moorish people would not know their nationality nor the national name of their forefathers. Also, they would not know which land or ancestors that they are descended from.
Wow. Wow.
All we got to do is know where we came from.
Yep.
Now, we can't argue with them the semantics of names. We can trace the etymology of Moor to its first usage.
Yeah, I can.
You can type it into Google, and Google can give you a chart of the usage of the word and when it became most commonly used. Care to pull it up, Elder?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I figured out the route. It's where the fallen angels landed, or niggas are trying to. Yeah, the Moors are. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna put out a take called "The Moors Are to the 200 Fallen Were Moors." MUUR. That's a
No,
fact.
that's a whole different. That's a whole different people.
Listen to what I'm
They
telling
ain't
you.
even the same.
What people you talking about?
It's AMUUR, but they not the same. That's an ancient word, not a modern word. Pull up the word Moorish.
Oh, I got you. Because what I know is that most
Put MOOR. Look, just put MOOR in the search bar. Go to the main page. And then you look in there, open that all the way up, that part right there. Go down to the little middle part right there. Yeah. Now go follow the drop down.
Okay. Third person, Moor, a member
We're
of a
trying to
North
get to the chart of usage.
Yeah, Morenos, Greek, Moor, Moor, like in like More, more people, like 15 pointed out, Old French, Moor, Morenos.
You see that chart? What that chart
1800
say?
to the 1800s. Anyone who's Muslim or had dark skin. Moor came from anyone who's Muslim and had dark skin.
Mm-hmm. So now, just to take it a step further, we'll look for put etymology behind the word Moor.
Okay. We got you right here.
Okay, now what's the name of this dictionary we read? People need to know.
Online Etymology Dictionary.
What is it called?
Online Etymology Dictionary.
Okay.
More is a noun. Keep that in mind. A person, place, or thing. Not an adjective. Hey. Okay, what it says right here. It says trace opens. Okay, I want to see the origin of it. Mirror means pool, small lake. That's why they call them mermaids, because they be in the lakes and shit too. Marine. Okay, this might not be a good one though, because it don't really just break it down. It just say this, give you different forms of it.
I can't see it clear enough to know whether it is or not. It's too small on there on here.
Okay, I can't pull this up. Hold up. I got something else. Wait, hold up. It says where's the more? Man, I say it came from one who's of Chaldea. And that was them damn dog skin Asiatic niggas, just like Baba said. Baba actually said in the Holy Tablets that those people were Moors, the M-U-U-R, those Hindus. They were the first people.
Nah, the Hindus is called Ayurvedics. Those was in little other kids.
Nah, look, you ain't hearing what I'm saying. All right, so these people landed in Aura. You know what you are, and then they can spell it Aura like O-R too. Right, or a Chaldea, these 200 fallen. All right, so in the old ancient tongue, when we say Mu, like in Musalam, the Muslim, that means one who's of peace. Now, when I say Mu or more, that means one of Chaldea. Abraham, all them niggas, Imhotep, all of them was mixed with Hindu. I already put the tapes out on it.
Okay, that ain't what we on right now. We on
okay,
this.
all right. Okay, all right.
The word more that we talking about right now, M-O-O-R.
Okay, M-O-O-R.
And the etymology of it, telling us when the word was made. The etymology tells you the source and the time frame that the word came into existence. We trying to find out, see if you can find a dictionary or an etymology dictionary because that'll tell you the when the word was made, when the word became used as an English word.
Mm-hmm. I got you right here.
And where it came from.
It started being used in the early 15th century. Verbal noun, Moor. 1775, as a place where a vessel can be moored. Okay. Moors and blackamoors were almost used to describe any person of dark skin in AD 71. As a group of North African Muslims led by the barbaric general captured Libyan peninsulas, modern Spain, Portuguese.
What year did that say?
711 AD.
They wasn't Moors, they was Etruscans then. So we still looking for when the word. I already know the answer, but I want you to pull the receipt up.
Hey, let me ask you this: when was the city Aura called Aura? How long has that been Aura?
The city of Ur is a Chaldean city. That's the city of fire.
Yeah, city of fire. Yeah, that's right. They were
the
fire.
The people from Ur not called Ur. They called Chaldeans. But that's why I ain't trying to get on that because we get sidetracked from where we trying to go.
Okay. I'm telling you.
We're trying to get an understanding of why the slave narrative.
Yeah, you're right.
More came into existence as a catch term, which we're gonna go into that as soon as we can locate the date.
I say you got 70 origins to start and end. 1800 until 15th century. I mean 800 to 15th century. Why were the Moors in Europe in 16 miles? Morenos. Okay. To me, MOOR and MUUR is really the same word because it's just vowels being changed.
It's
up.
not this. They don't got nothing to do with each other. The word "more" comes from "moire." It's a French word that they was talking about. They started calling them moire to describe those melanated people that was coming on the vessels as distinctly different from Tournai Moire.
Yeah, because they were Hindus. They were Hindus. And they mixed in, everybody they mixed in became part of their family. And that's why they got a lot of people, Bantu people, Sans people, the Twa, they not Moors. The term Moor derives from an ancient, here what you say right here, here you go right here. Ancient Moray is a prefix of first used by Christian Europeans to designate the Muslim inhabitants of Maghreb, the Arabian
Maghreb, that's the
Maghreb.
Maghreb.
Yeah, Maghreb, that's how you say it. Sicily. That's what you said right there.
Yeah, remember I told you where they got their strongholds at. Right? The state in Switzerland, they are upstate New York and New Jersey. Mm-hmm. The ones that Noble Drew Ali listened to long enough to know how their scheme worked, mm-hmm. Right? They was in New Jersey.
Okay, go ahead.
That's the Moorish Zionist temple proper.
Yeah, you got them niggas. Go ahead.
Okay, when he came out of there, he left. He went to the Midwest. He went to Detroit and Chicago. Okay. And began propagating. Now you got to remember, he was also an herbalist. Okay, go ahead. He also was one who argued law in consular court. That's why he was able to know how to establish the independent jurisdiction. This is how you know that he got sold out. When you look on the back of the nationality card and it's a U.S. citizen.
Damn, that's cold.
Right? Now, they were never supposed to be in contract with the United States. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They were supposed to be what's called an independent sovereign body, mm-hmm. under the leadership of Professor Noble Drew Ali, Emeritus, High Chief, Cherokee Nation, right? And the Cherokee mm-hmm. Nation is the cherry tree nation. When you say George Washington chopped down the cherry tree, mm-hmm. That's why the etymology of Cherokee goes to a word that don't even start with a C or a K or a Q.
Go ahead.
Right? It's a catch term, the same as Moor. They use the term Cherokee to integrate $5 Indians with organic peoples. Mm-hmm. That was already here. So the term Cherokee and the term Moor become two catch terms that came later on in the conflict between the interaction with the Moors in exile from Europe and the people who was native to the land, organic to the land, right? So when they telling the slave narrative, it becomes necessary in order to hold the people under control, under a controlled narrative, mm-hmm. Right? All of the Constitution that we see is a rewrite of the Iroquois Confederate Constitution that came out of a founding of us, mm-hmm. Right? When you go pull up the old flyers from the Democratic Party under the Republican Party under the Confederacy, you'll see that they was all look like us.
Right.
Almost all of them. Those were the organic people of the land that they was overthrowing. We was trying to reclaim Big Mama House, and they was trying to keep it a secret that it was Big Mama House and not a plantation. Mm-hmm. Right? So when they finally decided to abandon Big Mama House, they created a condition of servitude called sharecropping, where they contract you, and once you contract to them, they own your ass. That's why the indentures, the Irish and the Scot indentures that they brought over here would just bust the fuck up. And that's why the early Europeans that was over here don't like them, didn't like them, and still don't like them. They redhead stepchild of Europe. But they began to learn from the people of the land, and they was given a settlement in the Appalachian Mountains, and they got strangled out economically right along with us. And that's why they call them poor white trash. Because they were strangled out economically the same as the Negroes. Right? They used to have signs say no Irish, no niggers, and your dog is welcome.
It's funny.
They used to let dogs into establishments that Irish and melanated people couldn't go in. So they was using those institutions of masonry, the educational institutions that they established called schools, universities, that's all academia.
Mm-hmm.
And the schools became the training ground for the workforce that they had to turn into some shit called a consumer. Right?
Right.
So when Noble Drew Ali got usurped, Elijah Muhammad had to have security, so they came up with something different from the muftis, and they created the FOI.
And Baba had the Swords of Islam, the SOI.
Yep. And a lot of the old SOIs was members of Nation of Islam before Elijah left, and they became the trainers of the SOI.
That's right.
Right? Because if they already know how to do it and you trying to build it up, why you don't use what's available?
Yep, right.
The righteous gonna always form our own shit. We're gonna always be able to get it from the dirt. So they keep us under this false narrative. Pull up Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. We want to read the back of the book.
Oh yeah, that's fire. The Miseducation of the Negro by Carson G. Woodson. Let's get the back of that book. I'm about to get this joint. All right, hold on. Let me say the front, then I'm gonna get the back. Come on, baby. Come on. The miseducation of the Negro. One of them miseducation is we slaves. We were slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, miseducation. Back of the book. Back of book. Oh, here we go, right here. Let's see, can we blow that up for you, right? Hey, y'all, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Rod putting it down, bro. I'm telling you, every time I get on, bro, it's always I'm getting another piece to this puzzle every single time, bro. Like I'm getting more shit that I can use the dig in them some more, man. I'm telling you, it'll be hard to get up out of this part right here, though. That slave trade fake though. You see it, Rod?
Mm-hmm. No, that's not the back of the book.
It's got that label on it.
Yeah, that ain't it, because that's like a recognition of the book. The original cover tell you it's just got a quote out of the book
on the back. Hold on, let me see. Maybe I can blow this one up. Oh, is that a quote? Hold on, just a second. I'm gonna find it. I know I had just had it. Here we go, right here. Hold on, let me try to blow this one up. Right, Christians have produced an impeccable research and okay, no, that ain't it, right?
No.
Okay, maybe okay. Many scholars have written about the white readers and patriots. No, that ain't it neither. Then that's something else. Hold on, let me look real quick. Let me get back on here. It's got to be right here somewhere.
Or you might just have to look up the quote. I might have to quote it to you for you to pull it up.
Yeah, Warren G. quote. Let me do.
Yeah, because it say if you if you train the Negro to use the back door, that's the quote.
If you train the Negro to use the back door, what a sucker, bro. What a sucker. Negroes are beings that still need growth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody need growth, so everybody need growth. Nigga, what the hell is this nigga talking about? Oh, if you don't need no more growth, then nigga, you could die. You know what I'm saying? Die, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Train the Negro to use the back door. Now that sounds like a Jimmy the Cricket, Jim Crow ass shit right there. I'm telling you, boy.
Let's talking about your education. This is because you got to remember what they did to him.
Uh-huh.
They knew he was brilliant.
Okay.
They moved him in the house with him, but they had a little girl that is around the same age that they was good friends. So they had his nuts cut off so he wouldn't fuck her.
Damn. Yeah, here you go right here. Oh, I got him. We got him. We got him, Rod. Hit that like button, y'all. We got him. We got him right. We got him right on. We're gonna put him right on stage. Hit that like button. Oh yeah. Never have it been made so clear. Let's blow him up. Oh yeah. So it get greasy up in here now. You see it?
Yep. So when you control a man's thinking, you don't have to worry about his actions. He will find his proper place and will stay in it. You do not need to send him to the back door. He will go without being told. In fact, if there is no back door, he will protest until one is made for his use.
Wow.
His education demands it. His education demands it.
He would demand that part. It says that you not need to send him to the back door. He will go without being told. In fact, if there is no back door, he will protest until one is made. Niggas do. That's like fighting. And you know that I think when I read that, Rod, I think that's like them going like the civil rights, like fighting for civil rights when we already had human rights. It's like you gonna create a back door when it ain't no back door. You gonna march for some shit that ain't even real, really. You marching for shit that ain't even really real. They taking us down the rabbit hole more farther when we go and march for civil rights when we got international human rights as a people. But
well, look at it like this.
Go ahead.
We had a civil rights struggle from the 50s to the 60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Type in 1800 civil rights struggle.
What? Oh, nigga, what the fuck?
Show you how they keep running the same bullshit narrative in front of our face.
Sitting around the corner, man. 1800 civil rights.
Matter of fact,
what was about really?
It's a Civil Rights Act that was signed in the 1800s.
Civil War. I mean, it makes all make sense. And then who was fighting the wars if we was on the land during that time? That's before the Louisiana Purchase. 1800s. Yeah, it was signed in 1883. The same year the same year they signed that other thing, that treaty. Civil Rights
Ain't
Act
that something?
75 overturned. What? What the fuck? Hey, this right here shit right here is like, this right here just gave me another loop to this shit, man. It's another loop right here.
Look, they say Marcus Garvey was back to Africa, right?
Yeah.
Go pull up Liberia movement. See what year that was.
All right. Oh yeah, this is a big ass game right here, man. Of Liberia movement. Okay, right here. It was 1798, 91 to 1846. Damn.
That's a back to Africa movement. Plus motherfuckers that didn't even come from over there.
Yeah, trying to get back over there. So what was the ideology to make those people think like so this ideology of we came from Africa, this has been going on for a minute, but like what was the mindset of them people to think that? And so was Marcus Garvey a fucking agent trying to get us to give up our land? Because he was a fucking one of them.
No, listen, man. Look,
huh?
You throwing the goddamn great defender under the bus.
Okay, all right, hold up, man. Hold up, man. Because hey, anybody can get shot down, man. Hey, we like some crazy young kids that found out the truth now, man. We like, oh shit, man. Anybody can sold us out. Who we got to look at everybody.
Look, the only way we gonna know that slave narrative is false.
Okay.
Is the Pan-African ideology that Garvey put forth, we gonna interact with the people from Africa.
Okay.
On the academic level. And they gonna tell us you not from fucking over here, nigga, you from over there.
Right. That's what Malcolm X said when he went over there.
Okay, now look.
Mm-hmm.
When we decided to do something about white supremacy,
okay,
we finally get everybody on board.
Okay.
We have something called a Bang Dong Conference.
All right, the Bang Dong Conference. I'm typing in right now. All right, Bang Dong oh shit. Hey, spell that first part like is it just spelled like real bang?
BANDONG.
DONG. Okay, I like that. Bang Dong. Bang Dong. Like
hosted by Sukarno in the Philippines.
Oh shit, this that same nigga that was oh shit, this the nigga that was in bed. Well, Malcolm X was good friends with this dude.
Yeah. This is the dude that hosted the conference that brought all of the clans from around the world together to overthrow white supremacy and little kids.
All right, get into it, man. That's heavy right there. That's some good stuff there, right? You going into they bag that black water. What they call them secret little the kill squad and shit.
When Garvey talked about creating a global confraternity, this is the establishment and fruition of that. Okay. Remember, both Noble Drew Ali and Elijah Muhammad says the uniting of the East to the West. Right? So Garvey said that we had to make friends with our enemies' enemies.
Okay.
Right?
I like that. That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds really good. They right there.
Okay, we needed to be industrious and separate and set our own shit up. Every time we set our own shit up, what happened? Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
Rosewood.
Niggas sell us out. Yeah, Rosewood, about that too.
Hurricane Katrina.
That's right.
Every time we start coming up somewhere, the Great Fire of Chicago, the Great Fire of Philadelphia.
Yep, the bombing.
The Great Fire of New York. Well, all these cities burning the fuck down. Ain't nobody asking the right questions or something?
Yeah. It's a war going on.
It's a war going on.
The
now,
war still is on right now.
So when Garvey called for the confraternity, he know he gonna get sold out by these niggas.
Okay.
So he lead a blueprint with the gentleman. See, he was all over this bitch. He wasn't just parked in New York or Chicago. He was a traveling man
Okay.
all across the land, tying people together on a common denominator.
Uh-huh.
And Back to Africa was James Delaney,
Uh-huh.
but forming the Pan-African Union, a confraternity, by making association and doing business with people in Africa, we are gonna run into the people that's from Africa saying they didn't take y'all from over here. Where the fuck you get that shit from?
All right.
How would Garvey know that they would tell us? Because they told him. Who specifically told him? Pull this guy up. Deuce Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, they probably killed him. You know what I'm saying? I know you're talking about Deuce. Deuce Ali. Yeah, Bible talk about him. Right here, this dude right here. Yeah, you going in tonight, bro. I like how you going with this, man, because this stuff right here is you putting it together, man. I'm telling you.
Okay, Deuce Muhammad Ali was the mentor to Marcus Garvey, and he was a scholastic pen pal with Noble Drew Ali.
Okay.
They used to write letters to each other. He was operating on the other side of the water.
Okay.
What they said across the pond in London.
Where was he operating out of? I can't. Was it Libya or Liberia? I mean.
No, he was in London.
Okay, London. Oh shit, this about to get interesting, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, he did some work in Africa. But Deuce Ali.
What did Noble Drew Ali meet him at?
In his travels.
Okay, all right.
Right. Remember, Noble Drew Ali was a merchant sailor.
Okay, go ahead.
And he was traveling around the world on the ships.
Okay.
Right. While he learning the ways of the ships, these is the caliber of people when they dock. This is the people that he spent his social time with while they off the ship in foreign lands.
Okay.
These guys get together and they meet up in it's like all of the conscious people in New York know where to go.
Okay.
All of the rosters in New York know where to go.
Yeah, that's right.
All the Jamaicans, all of the Haitians in New York know where to go.
Right.
All the Puerto Ricans go to New York, they know where to go. Right? They know where the social scene is for the ones that's like-minded.
Yep. Same people, they same kind of people.
Right. Now there's a highly slept on educator from our community. You want to pull him up?
Yeah.
His name is Arthur Schomburg.
All right, I know I got Arthur.
He Puerto Rican.
Schomburg.
SCHOMBERG.
HOM. Berg. Here you go, right here. They call him Alfonso.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They say that they say that Master Farrar daddy name was Alfonso. I think that's what they say in the list.
Yeah.
So Master Farrar, I'm a connection with this dude. I'm gonna pull this dude up for you though. This dude you talking about now. I'm pulling it up right now. There you go, right here. Yeah, so Master Farrar Muhammad come in later though. He was watching Noble Drew Ali. So was he an enemy?
Look,
go ahead.
We ain't on fire yet. We gonna go. Let's go to right now. We finna deal with Brother Schomburg here. In New York, they named the library after him.
Okay.
He had the largest collection of literature in the historical record of our people. He would be what we would call a grand griot.
Okay.
Right? because he had the community, he had all of the books.
Okay.
His original library is not the library that is Schomburg Museum and Library today.
Okay.
His original library is probably in one of the Masonic halls somewhere.
Okay.
Because with the books that he had, you would have instantly knew within a couple of different books that we ain't come from Africa. They made that shit up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, that don't mean we don't have African ancestry in us. And I'm going to explain to you why.
Okay.
We was trading with people from Africa long before the Moors sacked Africa or the Americas. We was already doing trade with them.
Yeah, I got pictures of Bantu people on boats coming back and forth from Africa. This right here before the Hindus came over, for the people from the Oral Chaldea. So that's a fact. Yeah.
Yeah, but we was trading with Asians on the Pacific side of the land and the Africans on the Atlantic side of the land.
Uh-huh.
We also had trade with Europeans that was not part of their clans. This is how you got Hell's Angels on the land today with a charter from the Great Mother to roam the land as nomads.
Yeah.
They was what you was calling Vikings. They the ones who rescued the sisters, Scotta and Scotia, when St. Patrick then was looking to kill them.
Okay.
And brought them over here for refuge. Scottish children, those Irish that set up in the Appalachians, the red-haired gingers, they was one of the first European tribes to have a full tribal rights over here. And then you had Scotia, her children set up, well, we know today in northern Canada, a place called Nova Scotia. Right? Because her old territory was overrun by the enemy. So they came over here. Now, the funny thing about Scotta and Scotia is Scotta is a freckle-faced, pale-skinned, ginger, red-haired Maman Brigitte. And Scotia, her twin sister, is an Auburn red-haired sister. A brown, chocolate-skinned, Auburn red-haired sister. And that's who they thought Sacagawea was till they took her to Europe and they said, no, she's not the one. Then later on, they took her Pocahontas and they were like, no, she's not the one either. Because they was heavy melanated with Auburn hair. They thought that they had captured the queens, but they didn't. So they was able to still continue to roam the land and escape and elude the hordes of Enlil's children hunting them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he had the Schomburg Museum and the Schomburg Library in New York. This was named after. He came from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, he
Look
look
at
like
how it looks.
yeah, that's right. He looked like the Cardi B types. Look at his hair texture. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now, once you understand about the slave narrative and who you looking at and how they laid the narrative, when you start to unravel the story, you understand that it's key figures that's being overlooked. So then you show them to the people. So we can go to the
Oh, my bad.
Q&A.
You can hear me, word?
Mm-mm.
Okay, yeah, we got about 20 minutes out. We're gonna go to the question and answer. So we got the question and answers in there. We almost 20 minutes out from 2 hours. But I want to say this, Rod. You said that Marcus Garvey was trying to get us to go to Africa because they was going to tell us that we were from America, right?
So why they try to why was the people, these dirty Moors, trying to stop him from getting us to go back to Africa?
He wasn't trying to get us to go back to Africa.
Okay.
He was trying to get us to make political and social connections with the different peoples of Africa so that we can fight the same enemy together. It's more powerful when we fighting together than when we fighting each other.
Yeah.
Right? We can't fight each other and overcome the same enemy. They invaded Africa under the Berlin Conference. Pull it up.
Yeah, I know Berlin Conference is when they separated into different like countries within Africa.
Right. That's what they used. That's the blueprint for the African invasion and how they would divide the countries of Africa up to be overtaken by the countries of Europe.
Right here. And you know what? It really was the British, like the British Empire played a big part in that too. Which was the Moorish Empire. Really. Oh yeah, Rod, you just gave me some more fuel to the fire, brother. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, brother. This right here about to be good when I do that the 200 fallen angels or Moors. I'm telling you, I'm telling you. Them niggas was dark-skinned, straight-haired, Asiatic black man niggas. And you niggas don't want to admit that y'all mix with them niggas, man. We all mix with them niggas. I'm telling you, bro. Hey, let me ask you this. So the 200 fallen landed in Or Chaldea. This is what Baba said, right? So those dirty Moors ain't connected with them. That's what you saying? The dirty Moors ain't connected with the 200 fallen angels?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I was saying that I was staying on the topic of the slave narrative and trying not to get sidetracked.
You right. You right. You right.
Chaldean literally translated into English as demon people of the fire.
That's right. That's right. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get these niggas. Hey, Rod, don't say too much. I ain't gonna fuck with you on that too much because I'm gonna put a tape out on it. And I already got all that shit down about the demon, all that, nigga. I'm telling you. I'm gonna prove to you that the original Moors were 200 fallen niggas, man. 200 fallen angels. I'm gonna prove it. And we're gonna see then if we hold on to that shit, man. I'm gonna hold on to it after that because I'm gonna tell you, I'm connected with them niggas, man. I gotta admit it. So I'm here to repent. I'm here to get free of being a bad guy. That's why I'm doing these teachings. Putting my neck on the line, teaching you probably as well to redeem myself from whatever I did. I don't know. Well, I think I chose to take both sides. I agree with Tanush some or Lucifer, and I agree with the other side. Both sides. That's why Tanush is a different type of being. Tammuz is a different type of being because Enlil and Enki is my grandfather. In Tammuz, because Isis is Enlil's daughter. I mean Enlil's granddaughter, and then Tamusi. What?
There is a group of children Enlil had with women from the earth. They got the same traceability on the father line to Enlil. Only one difference.
Okay.
They sink to the earth and they don't agree with his bullshit, and they his kids.
Right. I don't agree with
him. When you look them up, they called the loyalists.
Okay.
Them the ones as part of the royal family, the black nobility, that's fighting for us to overcome the tyranny of Enlil's side of the family. They won't choose the motherland over the fatherland. But they call loyalists. You can look them up.
Yeah, loyalists. They wear the British flag, the red coats, niggas. Loyalists. Right here. This is their symbol. That's Frank of these niggas, right?
You see the Confederate
military
flag?
loyalists. Yeah. I'm saving all of it right now.
Notice it look like the Confederate flag. There's called the Union Jack.
Yeah. And these motherfuckers spent us around real good. I mean, they twisted us and spent us, bro. And like, every way you turn, you gotta clean up some. Like you gotta say, okay, all right, these niggas wasn't this. This nigga was this. All right, then I gotta go over here. These niggas. It's like it's man. You gotta sit down and take a break on this shit, man. It's so much shit. They lied. They lied on top of lie, on top of the lie, on top of the lie, on top of the lie. You gotta dig, man. I mean, god damn, bro, this is crazy.
So look, their strategy is this. Change their name often, change organizations often. Why is that?
Why?
When they was Adam Weishaupt and he was calling himself Illuminati, you're not gonna never call him Albert Pike in time to the 32-degree Scottish Rite. That's why. Then you're really not gonna put together that they took his beard off and painted him and called him George Washington to usurp the George Washington from Barbados.
Right, that's right. He is. That's why I put that out. I said that he's born in Barbados, and you can put up the George Washington house. He joined the military when he was like 17 in 1751, I think. Him and his brother died of tuberculosis later. That's how he worked. He worked his way up under General the Bulldog, not the British Bulldog, the first British Bulldog, which was before Churchill. He worked his way up under him. You know, he was sweet too. You know what I'm saying? So they was doing a whole bunch of shit, but they was Knights of Templar. Man, it's a game called the Assassin's Creed to give you the whole freaking story right there in the storyline, bro. Or how he came from Barbados. He's joined the British military because we was hiring these guys to go police as the front man mercenaries. The British was hiring. The British were Moors. King George and them were Moors. All the way up until Queen Elizabeth them took over. Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria took over in 1837. That's when the royal house you see now, which they ain't the royal house. The people you see in the palace right now come from that Queen Victoria bloodline, which was a usurp after they killed and they sent the Knights of Templar to poison the whole damn family. They killed all of them except one escaped, and he came over here and hid in America. He changed his name several times. One of his names was Frederick Douglass. Another time his name was Nat Turner. Let me show you this. Let me pull this up while we were talking about the slave trade, Rod. Let me just show this one thing. Right? Look at this right here. Nat Turner. Look at a picture of Nat Turner, which they said they made this person up, right? All right. Where is it at? I already showed the connection. Right here. It's the picture they give you right here for Nat Turner. Right? Now let's say let me show you.
Yeah, that's Frederick Douglass.
Yeah, that's Frederick Douglass. Yeah. See, look, he did the King George's name is George Frederick Williams, right? He had his son name was Frederick Williams, Fredericks, right? When he came over here, he had to change his last name because he was on the run. He came over, he was to visit America a lot. King George III was sending his son over here a lot. He actually went to school over here. Prince Fredericks went to school over here. King George's son. He's actually the one that was escorting George Washington around when he was going around. I'm telling you, man, this shit is deep. And George Washington had him kidnapped and sold. They had kidnapped him for 2 or 3 years until they by 2 years till they found out who he was, and then he was able to go back to Europe. Then they started trying to kill his family off, so he came back over here and changed his name. Then he became Frederick Douglass. How has Frederick Douglass got so many high esteems back when niggas we know?
Well, first of all, Nathaniel Turner.
Okay.
The story comes from a novel that was written in the 1800s called The Confessions of Nat Turner.
Okay.
Confessions of Nat Turner was a novel. First thing you got to remember.
I got you.
The character in the novel is Nat Turner, And the novel talks about the insurrection on the plantation. But there's no record of Nat Turner leading the insurrection outside of the Confessions of Nat Turner.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. You ahead.
But there is a definite record of Denmark Vesey. There's a definite record of Gabrielle Prosser. There's a definite record of Toussaint L'Ouverture.
What about Harriet Tubman?
Harriet Tubman is a fictional character.
Okay. Yeah, they made that shit up. I knew it. Go ahead.
This lady that they've been passing off as Harriet Tubman all these years,
Yeah, huh.
her name ain't Harriet Tubman. Whatever in the fuck it was, that wasn't it.
She an actor. Right here. So they paying her to be this character just like they was doing the Nat Turner character. They created
No, Stop. Elder, you butchering shit now.
Go ahead, man. My bad.
Nat Turner only existed in the Confessions of Nat Turner.
I'm with you on that.
There's no newspapers out there, let's say after the fact of a Nat Turner insurrection. This lady, Harriet Tubman, was created fiction in order to maintain the slave narrative.
That's why I was just saying, okay, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I want you everything.
All right, ain't no gestation period. The bullshit is bullshit. Let it stick to the wall. It'll show itself.
That's right.
With the whole underground railroad story don't got nothing to do with slavery, but it got everything to do with us fighting in the Gullah Wars.
That makes sense now.
How the fuck you think we was making all of these moves across from different parts of the land without ever being seen?
That's right.
Because we was using tunnels. We was using the cave system, like pull up Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. We go under the ground. We know where to come out of this motherfucker. That's part of our terrain.
Yeah, Bible talk about this, man, in the damn holy tablets. Here we go right here. Look at this. The Armax.
This is how we was getting from this. They couldn't catch us. We disappear, go through them caves, and come up in a whole nother state.
Hey, let me ask you this, bro. Why we on this talking about this cave thing? Now they say we studied. Remember, I think it was me and you. We studied on one of the tapes. You said that these little people was digging these tunnels. The Twa man, right? I think it was you.
Yeah.
Right. The Twa man, right? They was digging all these tunnels underground, and they said that how these small people get in these little holes, right? So you think that the Twa man was over here digging too, or the mirror tribe to the Twa?
Most of these caverns is underwater riverbeds that receded.
Okay, all right.
Over time, the water rerouted to somewhere else, and we was able to use these in warfare to stay underground, to have secret encampments where that the invaders didn't know about. When they was telling the story to each other, they created the Harriet Tubman narrative in order to explain to each other what's going on. They running under the ground. They literally mean them niggas is running under the ground.
Right.
They disappearing into the earth.
Yeah, see, look, so now you unfolding it now. So they were just saying that they was like this underground railroad, like these niggas hiding in the woods, a secret passage on above ground.
Yeah, hiding in motherfuckers storage basements and shit on the passage. Yeah. All that's the narrative, because they was trying to track where the cave entrances was, where we would disappear and pop up somewhere else. We got mines with trolley cars that go miles and miles underground. They come up and intersect with other mines in other parts of the country. Matter of fact, go to Google and pull up North American Underground Mine Network. What read what you typed in there because I can't see it. What did it say, Elder? You on mute.
Oh shit. Underground Mine Network.
Okay, behind that, put US map.
It's showing on the like all these underground tunnels on the West Coast. I mean on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm. The mines.
Okay, I got you. I'm gonna blow it up for you. Let me say this one too.
And get that first one right there.
Yeah, circle, you got booted out. I just booted your ass right off into space. Since I'm blowing you, let me blow your ass right off into space, nigga. Goodbye. Now, how about that? There you go, Rod. Talking about that one right there?
Mm-hmm. Do you see how the mine networks flow?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
We can go in salt mines from Detroit to Chicago without coming out.
Yeah, that's what it look like.
Pull up Detroit Underground Salt Mine.
I got you. Oh yeah, Detroit got a salt mine. That's crazy. Like who would I never thought that?
They go all the way to Chicago.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff, bro.
The mob used to put bodies in there to dehydrate them and then put them out for the animals to eat them. The Purple Gang. Jewish
Wow.
Mafia.
Wow, that's just heavy stuff right here. And so like did they turn some of these tunnels into like the subways? Did they in like underground
Yeah,
Detroit?
some of them became not the salt mines,
Okay.
but other tunnels became subways under New York, Philadelphia, all of the major cities, metropolises. We had underground runs that they turned into subway systems. Those are old pathways of underground that most of those subways are built on. That's why they've been there so long.
Yeah, we had my phone went there trying to get it charged, get it come back on so I can see the chat.
Mm-hmm.
But I know we got 8 minutes out, so I need to take some questions. Yeah, but yeah, Roots. Hey, Rosewood. You say Rosewood was what was the ideology for them trying to give us the Rosewood movie?
They burnt Rosewood down like they did Black Wall Street.
Okay.
They tell you it was for some chick screamed rape, but that was the cover story for them to burn Rosewood down. Rosewood was an autonomous city of our people. It was one of the last Gullah cities that was all Gullah.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. The Mandinka. I know the Roots was a host.
that with Alex, that dude that came out with
Alex Haley.
yeah, then he had the Jews influencing him, didn't it? The Jewish people.
You know, he got sued for plagiarism for that book.
Yeah, yeah.
So he ain't even write the goddamn story. You remember in the story when he was doing the press run behind the story, he said it allowed him to trace his ancestry back to Africa, and his clan is the clan responsible for the Kente cloth. And that's why his ancestor was named Kuta Kinte.
Okay.
Which is the biggest crock of shit.
Yeah, right. The Kente's Abu Bakr them. That's Abu Bakr them.
I don't know who the fuck they is, but he ain't related to him.
No, this dude ain't. I'm gonna tell you the okay. So
I'm talking about Alex Haley.
Oh, not Alex Haley. Oh, damn, hold up, what the hell? Might be unplugged. It ain't unplugged. Hold up. Okay, hold up. Damn. Yeah, so this movie right here, you know, the Kentes, that's Abu Bakr and Mansa Musa and them people. The bloodline.
I'm just saying, I don't give a fuck who they is. They ain't from over here, and Alex Haley ain't related to them.
No, Alex Haley ain't related to him. I'm talking about the storyline as far as the Kentes. They came over here by themselves in the 1300s, over here on ships. Abu Bakr and Mansa Musa now.
Yeah.
They were Mansa Musa was Far. His mother was a Far, and his dad now were melodic and Moors. And
remember, I told you we used to refer to Africa as the Afar Inca.
Okay, Afar Inca. I like that. I think Dr. Benz put it somewhere like that. He said something similar to that, what you said.
And we used to refer to the over here, we used to call it the Amur Inca.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, but they paint this slave narrative of Kentes being kidnapped, but the Kentes was the royal richest family in the world through Mansa Musa and Abu Bakr. Mansa Musa was one of the richest dudes that ever lived, but his Abu Bakr was actually richer than him. And he came.
Listen, man,
go ahead.
Ain't nobody been richer than the pharaohs.
Which pharaoh?
And any one of you pick.
Ain't nobody been richer than the pharaohs. Well, I guess you could say that, man, but they saying that he was richer than the pharaohs, Mansa Musa.
That's not possible because the pharaohs got God money.
What you mean by
that? Mansa Musa got mortal money. You know when they be talking about new money and old money?
Mansa Musa had gold, not no monopoly money. He had
really. You ain't listening to what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
You know when people talk about old money and new money?
Yeah, you right. Go ahead.
The oldest money on earth is what you call God money.
Okay.
God money is pharaoh money.
Okay.
The coffers of the pharaoh, they do intergalactic trade in quadrillions of dollars. Mansa Musa ain't touching that shit.
I'm with you, man. You going ahead, you going a little heavy. So what they was trading? You saying melanin? What they were trading then? Said gold, what? Air? What the hell they trade? Water?
They was trading a lot of different shit.
Yeah, because they was extraterrestrial. If you talking about like riding them.
Look, all of these people been coming here for thousands of years. America was the great intergalactic university in the land of Tahuti, who hosted trainees in the mystic arts from all corners of the known universe at different times. It just so happened when the Anunnaki came, they interrupted the training programs and turned them into mining programs to get the gold. This is why they created Lulu Amalu. And so the extraterrestrials, they bring gifts of shit that's technologically advanced that now when they come, the governments of the world keep that shit a secret and use it for military usages under the reign of Enlil. Everything they did was weaponized against us. Yeah. They took everything we normally do and weaponized it against us. We love to party. So they weaponized that shit against us. That's why when we party, somebody always got to end up dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's them turning your party into a bloodlet ritual. Let's go to the Q&A. We're gonna take about 5 questions, Elder.
All right, go ahead, man. Drop your hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Drop your question in the chat, man. We rocking, man. I know Italy and them came here for gold, man. That's what they was looking for. So, you know, gold must have been real needed in the universe if them niggas came for it, you know what I'm saying? So, and then Mansa Musa had nothing but gold. And the same gold that he was fucking with was the gold that Inky took and stole and took over to the Aztec Indians. I'm telling you, man. So Pharaoh money must have been gold because they sure got buried with a lot of it. God's money must be gold because God of Enlil or Yahweh was looking for gold. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bro. You know
what was Cortez looking for?
Shit. I don't know what he was looking for, but he gave him gold when he got over here. He
was looking for a city called Cordoba, wasn't he?
Yeah, the city of gold, and that's what it's hidden in the mountains, in the Black Mountains, in the Black Hills.
Why they couldn't find it?
Why Cortez couldn't find it?
Yeah,
because he wasn't nowhere near it. He wasn't nowhere near it. By the time when he got to Central America, and they saw who he was, and they mistaked him for the return of Abu Bakr or Inky or Quetzalcoatl. They gave him shitloads of gold. He said, "Oh shit, these motherfuckers crazy." And then look, they gave him so much gold. He said that they was crazy, man. And then he said, "Oh man, we can't." They were Knights of Templar. They said, "Oh man, we can't take all this gold back to Spain, man. We got to go find somewhere to hide some of this gold." So them niggas took that gold and went hid it on an island called right there off of Jersey, Nova Scotia. That's the name of it. They hid that shit on the island. But they got gold when they came over here. Cortez, Hernando.
Yeah, that ain't no secret that they took gold back to Europe, and then Europe sent hordes of conquistadors in response.
Right.
But you don't know the story apparently because you don't know what the elders told them why they can't find Cordoba.
Well, give me that part, nigga. Give me that part. We're waiting on you. Let's go.
The elders told them that the city of gold flew in the sky.
Okay, go ahead.
And that he can look all over the land if he want to, but he won't find it because it flew away.
Crystal City?
Genesis 7:17.
What?
It got to come back. It's the jumper ship. Remember, when Enlil's son Marduk took charge of the earth realm for the conflict, Enki sent his son Marduk to secure Nibiru. The Earthborn knew when Enki's son secured Nibiru because they changed the name of Nibiru to Marduk. And that's why it looked like Marduk is on Earth and Nibiru at the same time. They cousins. But Enki sent his son to protect the throne of Anu so that Enlil wouldn't send one of his other sons to take the throne of Anu for him.
Mm-hmm.
So he was trying to, so they had to secure Nibiru, and we knew it when the message came back to Earth that Nibiru is now called Marduk. That was to tell Enki, Pops, I got it on lock up here. Now y'all take care of that part down there, and if y'all need me, I will definitely come back. And he came back June the 26th, 1945. Whose birthday is that?
That's Bob's birthday.
Oh, ain't one of his names Marduk?
Yeah, Murdoch, Angel Michael, Melchizedek.
Yeah, because that's Enki's son. And he's one of the elder sons of Enki. That's why Baba know everything. He was there. When he tell you, when they ask him how did he know that the prophets look like that, what's the answer he told you to tell him?
I don't remember.
He said, tell them motherfuckers I was there.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm with you.
It's right in the holy tablets. He said, I sat with Abraham. I know what he looked like. I was there.
Yeah, I remember when they said they asked him how you know how these people look like, and he said that I was there. That's why I know what.
Yeah, he knew him personally. He don't know them motherfuckers like we know them in the books.
Hey, you know something? Hey, Rod, because people saying let you talk. Man, anybody that say that shit, I'm gonna fucking block your ass. Don't come on my channel telling me what the fuck to do. Nigga, I'll kick you, I'll boot your ass. You know what I'm saying? Shut the fuck up and listen, nigga. We going back and forth. We dialoguing. We building. Shut your ass up, nigga. So, Mr. International, you got booted off into space and your goddamn eyeballs just pop back off up until you got out of your damn head.
Hey, it's all right, Elder. My people get a little rambunctious sometimes.
Yeah.
You ain't hear what Mustafa said?
What?
He say, man, the Messiah got some crazy ass followers.
Right.
They don't mean that by Elder. Don't take it personal.
Hey, well, you know, I'm just saying, man, because
you all right. Hey, look, this only worked because the communication me and you have. Of course, some people gonna want to hear you talk more on your channel, and some people gonna want to hear me talk because they follow me over here to your channel. But at the end of the day, the way me and you communicate, people are able to learn faster by watching us go through the information and unravel this scrambled egg in real time.
You the man, Rod. You the man. I'm telling you.
So, you know, just don't be too hard on them. They don't know. They just want to get this shit over with.
Yeah, I'm with you, Rod. Man, I'm with you, bro. We waiting on the questions. I'm waiting on a good question to pop up in here, man. Hey, if you want to show some love, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. Drop a question in the chat for the brother Rod, man. Man, we love y'all. I'm telling you, bro. You don't understand how Rod sticking his well, they can't fuck with him. I see in my vision that they can't touch you, bro. There's something that about you. They know they can't fuck with you. You just gotta let you say what you say and hope nobody believe. That's what I think, man. They gotta hope nobody believe or nobody listen to you. That's the only thing they can do. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's because you know what the crown prince is, right?
Go ahead. I don't know.
The crown prince is the next prince to become king.
Okay.
And I don't care nothing about being the king. I just care about giving my sisters back their shit so their shit can run right and the children can be protected. But the side effect of that is I have to assume the position as the crown prince of heaven and earth and take the necessary steps to secure back the children of the earth and exile those who not from here. I gotta be brazen and bold enough to let my nuts hang, tell them motherfuckers to get off the land, and tell the righteous to seize the land from the imposters. Leave the motherfuckers' heads laying where their feet were standing just moments before. And I don't got no problem with that because my whole agenda is if you put the power structure back where it's supposed to be, then you have things run the way they're supposed to run. You got heaven on earth. So Elijah Muhammad said a nation can rise no higher than this woman. So my philosophy is if that's true, then you might as well make the woman be God. And if the woman can be God again, then that restores the matriarchy automatically by recognizing Big Mama for who she is.
That's right. That's right. Somebody said in the questions, how can we all unite the people that's supposed to know this? How can we unite and then end all this crap?
That's what this whole information campaign, me giving out the free knowledge it took me years to accumulate, because I can now put it together in a formula where the people can see clearer what they was faced with. And once they realize that what they was faced with, that's going to make all of the people from the land begin to just naturally draw together.
Uh-huh.
Right? Because once you understand what the post-traumatic slave disorder and how they keep that shit perpetuating through our community, Willie Lynch is a made-up letter. But the story of Willie Lynch is the derivative of a actual slave breaker, but his name wasn't Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch is a homonym as a dare. This Masonic coded fucking joke.
Okay. Okay.
They able to put it in a format where it was palatable, condense it to a one-page writing on how to keep and maintain slaves. But there was actual psychologists, slave psychologists, whose job it was is to study how to keep a nigga a slave.
Right. Somebody said, just saying, can you explain some of the technology they have been hiding from us?
They've been hiding a lot of crystal healing type technology. The med bed, that shit old as fuck. The healing chamber goes all the way back to Tibet, where it was created by Tibetan monks using crystals and harmonics to restore the DNA back to its pristine form, which means it'll go back to whatever part of the DNA was at its strongest. It'll optimize that. So it can even have they even have technology that allows you to regrow a limb that's been severed, right? Because the stem cells will follow the track of the phantom limb and form another limb. They know how to do all that shit. That shit old technology, because the human body in and of itself is only technology. We're in a hologram, and this is just the holographic suit that we need to navigate this three-dimensional fixed position reality.
Right. Somebody said, what is the original name of America from your perspective, Rob?
The original name is so old that we don't even have language to say it or words to say it. But the oldest name that at the Atlant, not Atlantis, the Atlant was the Americas. Atlantis is the Greek derivative of the Atlant.
That's right. It's right in the Let's Set the Record Straight book on page 6, on page 58. Just said, he said that it was spelled U-L, like it was spelled with a U instead of an A at first. Then they made it spelled with an A. Once I can't remember the Greek, the white boy. I think he got a name in the book right here. His name was page 56. His name was what was that dude name? Atlantis. This white dude name was what was his name? Plato, Greek Plato.
Yeah, he was the first one to tell the story of the Atlant.
Yeah.
To Europe. He got it from Egyptian priests.
Okay. Man, let's set the, hey, look, man, I don't give a damn what nobody says. That book, Let's Set the Record Straight, is the most powerful book Baba ever put out besides the Holy Tablets. I'm telling you.
Wait till he give you the rest of the Let's Set the Record Straight. Because it was part of a big ass book called The Sacred Record of the United Nubian Nation of Moor. That's just a part of it.
You was telling me about that. I think I got another piece of it to the book too, though, over there. Like I got the Let's Set the Record Straight, then I got another book with the same symbol on the front that's something like a constitutional book or something.
Yeah, that's because that's the original constitution of the Iroquois.
Okay, there. I got that. I got
Yeah.
that.
The only thing is he updated it to fit the modern Nubians.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Holy Constitution of the United Nubian Nation of Moors. I think that's what it's called, or the Sacred Constitution of the Nubian Nation of Moors.
Oh yeah, this is a good one right here, Rod. We got 2 more. We're gonna take 2 more. We out, but this is a good one right here. When will the niggas that you been fingering the whole time, the niggas you dropped the dime on, these dirty Etruscan, dirty Moors, these stanky dirty Moors, when are they gonna show themselves? And you know, before you answer that, I seen a fucking video ever since you started coming out and exposing them, Rod, right? I think these people starting to come out because one dude got a chain made, right? And then they said this chain belonged to the dude that's the leader of the Illuminati. It could have been bullshit, but just the thought of when they showed they blurred the whole dude face out and everything, but he was black, he was dark. The leader said the leader that runs the world, huh?
You remember them niggas who the Pope was kissing their feet?
Yeah.
That's some of them, but that ain't all of them. As far as when they gonna show themselves, so look at this dynamic where Kanye, Kyrie, and now Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
The side effect of that is when we not backing down, it makes the ones that's in the front, the cat's paw, bag them into a corner. They already starting to come out. It's a video on YouTube where this rabbi being interviewed. I think his name is Rosenthal, by some these 2 brothers. And he's saying there that the ADL, he said he don't think it's the ADL, but it's some powerful players behind them. Right? So they already starting to tell you, don't be mad at us, it's not us. We about to tell y'all in 1 minute, as soon as the pressure get a little thicker, we not taking the heat for these niggas. But we gotta listen and pay attention and don't let our emotions override our intellect while Kanye going at them in their response. The response is the pale Ashkenazi come forth, right? That's they regular modus operandi. Normally, we bag down and forsake the one who drugged the motherfuckers out. But now you hearing more and more people stand up for Kanye, but the coons is the coons and traitors is they by going against Kanye, they showing you who they is.
Exactly, like LeBron James.
Well, LeBron James, they got dirt on him. They were scared of LeBron James in Cleveland. That's what made them move him to LA. They moved him to LA so they can keep him close enough to get to him if he don't follow the script.
That's right.
I've been reported that on my YouTube page fucking 2 years ago.
I believe it because he came out at one time like he was gonna say something, and then they put him back into line. They got him back in line.
He had started doing some good stuff in Cleveland. And the people he was associated with was strong over in that area, and they was able to protect LeBron. So the dirty players' stronghold is in California, and specifically Disney. They got their secret society. They was in a group that lived in a little island in the back of Disney, and you catch the boat and you go around the little island all the time, and you don't even know people live there. That's where all those kids be coming up missing at in Disney, but they don't never put it in the news. They like to catch young mothers in their early 20s with 4 or 5 little kids. She been and took our little nieces and nephews to Disney and get them all in one fell swoop. And then they just reported missing.
Damn. They take them right underground because it's underground right there at Disney.
Right. They human traffic in Hollywood heavy. That's why Kanye say people come up missing in Hollywood.
Yeah.
He not making that up. Disney also got a cloning center. But it's not really a cloning center, but cloning is the only thing that people seem to understand when you making another human from genetic material in a test tube. Everybody assume it's a clone.
Yeah.
But when you know the DNA, you can make whatever you want. And you got machines, more technology that's concealed, is they can grow you another body and transfer your consciousness to it.
Right.
At whatever age you want to be.
That's right. We Anunnakis been doing it for millions of years.
Right. That's old technology for the Anunnaki, but for us, that's some cutting edge, state of the art technology.
It's cutting edge shit, right, bro?
Right. So they had a group of billionaires, Henry Kissinger, George Herbert Walker Bush, some of the Rockefellers, some of the Rothschilds. There's part of something called the Lazarus Group. The Lazarus Group was in search of eternal life without having to give up their avatar. They wanted to know how to turn back time on their physical avatar to stretch their life. That's why that motherfucker Henry Kissinger about 200 and something years old.
Yeah, damn sure is. That nigga been around for a minute, boy. All they key players like David Rockefeller, he died. George Bush Senior. They were some of their key players right there.
Yeah, well, the old man Bush was the mastermind.
Yeah, you damn sure right. Go ahead.
He was known as the farmer. In his CIA operations to take over the world was called the Garden Plot.
Damn, bro.
When you put in Garden Plot, it's gonna pull up Rex 84. The Rex 84 was to activate or to accelerate the bloody papal oath to slaughter the kings, the princes, and the people of the land. Remember the bloody oath?
Yeah, we read that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rex 84, the Garden Plot. It's to exterminate the indigenous people of this land strategically. That shit ain't gonna work though. The motherfucking, if you get, man, these people don't know that if you get all niggas thinking that you out to kill them, and then they all get together, it's a wrap for you, nigga. You don't want to do that. Go ahead.
We foiled Rex 84. Rex 84 was supposed to take place in 2000. That was part of the 9/11 scenario.
Okay.
That was the third knock on the global conquest.
Okay.
Remember, we got the 1991 World Trade Center bombing. We got the 95 Federal Building bombing. And then you got 9/11, which was the third knock.
Bin Laden.
Right. And Bin Laden ain't had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, right. Bin Laden was drinking a cup of coffee. He ain't even know nothing about this shit, man. This shit is crazy. It was a nigga, it was a nigga in Iraq or wherever they was, right? And he said that's my face on the news. They said I cracked the plane. I was over here in school.
They aired 21 photos, I think, either 19 or 21 photos of alleged hijackers. At least 6 of them has done interviews saying that they ain't never been to America.
Right.
They had a big thing on Al Jazeera network when they was doing the investigation, trying to determine who these people was that they said flew these planes into the building.
Yeah, never did find none of them niggas.
No. The news people found them and interviewed them, and they was like, I ain't never been to America. I don't know what the motherfuckers talking about. I ain't dead.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I just said that. That's right.
Yeah, that big came out.
So let me ask you this then. Did the dirty Moors all could tell them to do that world trade shit?
No, while we was going through our Feathers versus Fairs, the Skull and Bones Society and the international bankers tied to the Prescott family went into business for themselves. That was the Illuminati.
Oh, okay.
They was taking over the Albert Pike morals and dogma position, but instead of being custodians during the Conjure War, they tried to take it for themselves. So now both the dirty Moors and the righteous Moors gotta call me out to come and fix the problem, because the dirty Moors don't remember how they got in the condition, because the dumb motherfuckers didn't remember what they did because of the spell of the amnesia.
Okay.
The Kingu spell.
Okay.
So now they gotta click up with us and they gotta do something they don't want to do. And that's to ask one of us for help, because they can't figure it out either.
Man, that's why in my dream I seen the dirty Moors and the good Moors shake hands after the battle, after the conjure.
Right, it's a gentleman's agreement. But the problem came in when those bankers tried to go into business for themselves. That's what your Illuminati organizations was, because when they infiltrated all of the secret societies, they came in when we was barred out. So now we can't keep them in check. And the motherfuckers that's calling the shots behind the scenes, they don't really care about them trying to take over, because if they don't win the war, they lose everything anyway.
Okay.
But if they win, if the George Bush people win, the Prescotts, all of them win, then even if the dirty Moors lose to us, they win because the people that they brought over here to subjugate us won. So they couldn't lose unless we lost. Either side of them win, they win. So it was a 2-to-1 odds against us.
That makes sense. Bill Cooper. All right, last question, Rod. Hey, John D. Rockefeller, was he working for the Dirty Moors? Like, was he a puppet for them? The Standard Oil Company?
If they had an oil company, they definitely worked for the Dirty Moors, because Aramco and OPEC, they own them.
Okay.
Those are the largest oil producing conglomerates on the planet.
So John D. Rockefeller worked for the Dirty Moors, which is why he set up that black Spellman and Morehouse. He gave the money to fucking set them all black.
Look, just because they was working for them, don't mean they didn't do nothing for us.
Yeah, that's another thing, Rod. You know,
a lot of the ones that was working for them slid us money under the table to keep us afloat when they was bringing us down.
Okay, go ahead.
A good example, pull up J.B. Hunt.
All right.
J.B. Hunt was a shipping magnate, like Aristotle Onassis.
Yeah, they still doing that. They deliver tires now.
Yeah, this J.B. Hunt, the guy that's the founder of that organization, was one of the biggest benefactors to Elijah Muhammad, because he was saying the same thing young Elder be telling Rod. Get them niggas, Elijah.
Oh, yeah. I heard something about this before, though, Rod. You ain't just, this ain't nothing. Like, you telling me something, but I heard it before. I heard somebody say it. I heard this say it before. That J.B. Hunt was funding some money. And I think I heard Malcolm X say it. Malcolm X was saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Because we was thinking that the white man that's the devil was pale skinned.
Yep, that's right.
We ain't never know that behind the scenes was some niggas.
Baba started to tell us when he said that we see you too, Black Devil.
Yeah. And that's when he put out that, are there black devils, and we see you two black devils, and where's the devil today?
Yeah.
That right there is what made them come get Baba.
Damn, that makes sense too, bro.
That was as bad as secret relations between blacks and Jews, 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
The only problem is they don't have an answer for the FOI, so they don't want to fuck with Farrakhan.
That's right. Cause they gonna start a major. You gonna be like Farrakhan say, I know who y'all are, but if you kill me, you gonna die right after. You gonna die right after, nigga. I'm telling you, because the whole nation coming down on your ass. The whole FOI.
This how you know that when they say the white man is the devil, they talking about free white persons in law. One of Farrakhan's best friends is Father Flegger, a Catholic priest.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, this is what most of us don't know about the priesthood. In the Catholic priesthood, they got some priests called purists.
Okay.
The purist priests are the ones that tell on the dirty priests. They the ones that want to get the dirty priests out of the Catholic Church because it make the good priests look just as bad.
That just look funny right there. I would definitely want that nigga pray for me like that.
They believe that they got certain rules of the priesthood that's galactic in nature. And you have to figure them niggas, some of them niggas.
But I pull them up right now for you. I got them.
Yeah, pull them motherfuckers up so they can see what some. And I tell you, them motherfuckers is them some niggas.
They perverts too, bro.
Yeah, kiss my feet.
So these some of them dirty Moors right here. He kissing. They black niggas.
Them the ones who get the power to the papacy.
That's why he kissing the nigga's shoes, man. Pope. I saw Pope kiss a crusty foot. Like that shit nigga had his shoes off and everything. Nigga, he kissed a real African crusty corn foot. I say, oh yeah, this Pope right here is a freak nigga, man. This nigga crazy. Ain't no way I would have kissed that crusty foot, man. I don't give a damn how high he feeling, man. The Pope must have hit up some dope before he went up in there to kiss them foot, man. Them Africans. I'm telling you.
I ain't finna kiss no nigga foot anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
I might kiss. Hey, look, I might kiss my girl foot after you got the shower with, but I ain't finna kiss no nigga foot.
Yeah, no, my nigga.
And if a nigga try to kiss my foot, he might get kicked in the mouth.
That's what I'm saying. My nigga don't work like that, my nigga.
What the fuck is you doing?
That's some old weird shit. They got some weird shit, bro. The weirdo. That's that weirdo shit right there, man. I'm gonna get it loaded up. I had to delete all them just to get it back loaded up. All right, here you go, right here. There you go, right there, ain't it? Ain't it, Rod?
The ceremonies, ritual ceremonies. So the purist priests, they don't like the child molester priests.
Okay.
And they got priests in the Catholic Church that rape nuns. And they feel like they could get away with it because they high ranked priesthood, archbishops and shit. But the purist priests say if you're gonna be a real priest, you ain't supposed to do that dirty shit. And they the ones who write books. Like it's a book called Unzip.
Well, that sounds like some old pervert ass shit.
The subtitle to the book is something like the papal indiscretions or some shit like that. Indiscretions of the popes or some shit like that. But that's put together by priests who don't agree with the dirty shit going on in the Catholic Church. Father Flegger, one of them.
Like I heard that name. And I heard some dirt with that name.
Father Flegger from Chicago. Father Flegger started off as a youth counselor for gang members.
Okay.
And he became active in a lot of Chicago related human rights or civil rights, depending on how you want to label it. But the rights of us in Chicago, Father Flegger been on the front line assisting with programs behind the scenes ever since he's been a priest.
What? Go ahead.
Right. And a lot of us don't know this, and we just group all of the Catholic priests with the pedophiles. Because there's so many pedophiles in there, you don't know which one not. But it's priests like Flegger that's telling them this priest got to go, that priest got to go, take that nigga out the back door, right? Because they the ones that leak all that inside information to the public so the people know what's going on in the church so they can organize the reform by not participating as parishioners.
Okay.
If the people that's attending the Catholic Church just start pulling back their presence in the church, and then the priests report back to Rome that the people pulling away from their church because they want the pedophile priest punished, that's going to make everybody have to act. Because they won't be able to keep the charade up if they don't get the people back in the church. And so the good priest is trying to make the bad priests atone for their dirt and confess up and own up to their shit. But it ain't just in the Catholic priesthood, right? You got imams that strongly believe in Sharia and they don't believe in abusing the women like a lot of the other imams believe in.
Yeah, in the Quran, because they talk about beating your woman in the Quran.
Right. So a lot of the imams don't agree with a lot of things that was done in old times that we evolved past now. Right. So they got a whole different group of scholars that's trying to get the Islamic community to get rid of certain archaic beliefs that don't serve the people or the community. Right. So they got them fighting in there too. They also call Sufi purists.
Okay.
All right. The Sufi is also, dervish are called Sufi. The Sufi holds the women's earthright rituals. When the women learn those rituals, they can raise the vibration of the earth in a couple of days by doing rituals. And speaking of Sufis, Master Fard Muhammad was a Sufi mystic. And he came over here with Sufi science that's woven into Nation of Islam doctrine. But if you don't know Sufism, you would never be able to identify nothing in there as being related to Sufi.
I can identify what you're talking about on there though by what you just said. I can put it together. Sufi is like the way, so like they was following Master Fard Muhammad, like the way they was following Master Fard Muhammad would be like the same similar type of ideology.
They wasn't really following Fard Muhammad like that. Fard Muhammad didn't have a large congregation of followers.
No, not necessarily following him, but like the teachings, his teachings, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but what I'm saying is he only had a hand-picked few students.
Okay.
Right, Elijah was his what you call star pupil.
Okay.
But Elijah learned more from Clara than he could have ever learned from Fard. But because of our psychological makeup, he have to give you a blatant contradiction to be faced with.
Okay.
The blatant contradiction is simple. The white man is the double, Yaqub's grafted double, right? And Master Fard Muhammad is God in the person.
Okay.
Blatant contradiction, right?
He white too. He white. Look at the. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Right, but it's a blatant contradiction, right?
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Like it's right in your face. I'm gonna contradict right in your face, like where you see it. You gotta see it.
Right. Now, why would they do that? What's the psychology behind it?
To hide it from your face?
No.
Well, go ahead.
A blatant contradiction is to get your attention.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
But only certain people, listen, only certain people will flip the mirror on a blatant contradiction.
Okay, go ahead.
Master Fard Muhammad was the polar opposite in appearance from Sister Claire.
Okay.
Claire Muhammad is the real Nation of Islam power source.
Okay.
Fard Muhammad becomes her mirror. The word Fard means wages.
Okay.
The wages is a price, a pittance. It's a cost to get across the river from one side to the other.
Okay.
All right. So Master Fard Muhammad is the toll or the price that has to be paid for us to see that Mother Clara Muhammad behind the scenes was the real power by showing us that the white man is the devil and Master Fard Muhammad is Allah.
Right.
But when you trace Allah back, you realize that Allah is a Lat. And a Lat is a sister, a moon goddess, an old crone,
That's right.
the dark mother.
That's right.
Where's the dark mother? She's in the mosque. She is the wife of the messenger.
That's right.
She is the power source, the grand matriarch that's concealed behind the pale face to show you that they hide behind pale faces.
Right.
So how do you know that they look like us? They infiltrated the Nation of Islam that didn't even allow pale face in the building, let alone in the community.
Right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So everybody that had turned on Elijah and Malcolm looked like us.
Yeah, that's right.
And just like
They
Khalid
look like dirty
Muhammad,
Moors. They look like
look,
dirty
just like Khalid Muhammad was trying to establish an in-house coup and overthrow Farrakhan.
Moors.
But
Right.
Farrakhan didn't put that shit out there because we love the shit out of Khalid,
Right.
right? But he knew what Khalid was doing. He was trying to overthrow the minister, overthrow Farrakhan, and then tell the FOI to pick up guns and fight the government and cause a bloodbath in the street.
Same thing Malcolm X was trying to do.
Malcolm didn't want to do that.
Elijah Muhammad was under the impression that he was trying to be militant, more like real militant.
He was militant. Elijah was militant too. Militant mean to think military minded.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like he wanted to be more aggressive, like Malcolm X.
He did want to be more aggressive, but you can't tell the messenger how to do the messenger job if you ain't the messenger.
Yeah, like
The same way Farrakhan told Khalid, you can't tell me how to do my job.
Okay. So was Elijah Muhammad line when he said in an interview, he said one of the reasons why he had to get away from Malcolm is because Malcolm wanted to pick up guns. That's what Elijah Muhammad said in the interview.
Mm-hmm. But look, there was more to it than that. Malcolm was running a red herring.
Okay.
That means he was leaving the nation to draw the heat out so Elijah would know who the dirty players was.
Oh, okay.
Right? And then he named them all in the public domain. Malcolm named them all in the public domain.
That's
now
why
here go the irony.
Go
While he naming them, he keep repeatedly saying, this is not something the police don't know because they told me. So who is he telling? The only person that need to know is Elijah.
Okay.
He can't talk to Elijah and run the red herring. He got to make it look convincing. He said, I'll lay my life down for this man without a doubt. He already said that. It's in, you can read, he told it to Alex Hayden.
Yeah. He said that even after the fact that he left London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to find out who the dirty players was, now this is how you know they got the control of the government. When Malcolm got shot, the entire assassination, every major news, go back and look at the press box from the Audubon ballroom and all of them rolling video cameras.
Yeah, right. 25 news companies now. How y'all know this nigga gonna get killed?
They got it on video. Malcolm X assassination, it was video recorded live.
Man, they knew he was gonna get killed.
Not only did they know it, they knew who was doing it before they done it. That because two of the dudes was melanated agents, but they was masquerading as members of the Nation of Islam.
Yeah, one of them. I read an article where a black cop that was part of that killing came clean right on his deathbed. They said that they had been framing those dudes. They said they was gonna bomb the Statue of Liberty, and then they used them to on the Malcolm hit.
Mm-hmm. I had been telling people for the longest, two of the dudes that they were saying was involved in Malcolm's shooting wasn't involved, and that it's gonna come out when you read the FBI files, you know that they ain't that they wasn't there.
Damn.
You had too many people seen them at service in New Jersey, and also they had other evidence like toll receipts from when they did get on the bridge that was in their car. All this stuff that they held back in the trial, but because the one was guilty and they all looked like they was the same niggas, you know how they look. We all look alike,
Right.
right? Well, this must have been the other two with them.
So the dirty Moors is the ones that. Why would the like something to get this clear? What was the main purpose for the dirty Moors wanting to stop Malcolm?
Because they thought Malcolm he's in COINTELPRO's mission statement, first of all. 3 people named by name in COINTELPRO mission statement, and that's Elijah, Malcolm, and Martin.
Yep. And
they thought Malcolm was the one.
Uh-huh.
Right? And Malcolm ain't the only one died behind that.
Yeah, the dude what his name is over there, that was helping them out in Nigeria or Kenya, from Kenya. What his name was? Dick Gregory said his name.
I forgot his name, but I know he's talking about because I had already been up on that years ago.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, when Malcolm went overseas, that's when he knew who was behind it. When they wouldn't let him off the plane in France because they didn't want his blood on French soil.
What? What the kind of sick shit is this?
That's what they told him. You can't land here. We don't want your blood on our soil.
And that's what them niggas, that's what some of them dirty Moors, that's one of their spots.
Right. Now you're starting to see.
Man. So when Malcolm changed his name to Malik Shabazz El, right?
El Hajj Malik El Shabazz.
Yeah, did they put him on the radar with these dirty Moors?
Yeah, because Malik mean king. And the dirty Moors said, oh shit, this nigga crowned himself the king.
Yeah, oh shit.
But what they don't know is Elijah gave him that name, Malik Shabazz, back in the 30s or 40s, 50s, with his early days. But he told him don't use it.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I wrote that in my book where he said this is a true Muslim name, but don't use it. I'll tell you when the right time to use it.
Right, because Malik Shabazz, he declaring himself as the king of the tribe of Shabazz, the feather wearer, Shazbazar.
Yeah, right.
Right. Soon as they do that, he know they coming to murder him. Soon as he announced his name is Malik Shabazz, go back to the Constitution and titles of nobility. And they was already scared of him after the Louis Lomax interview, and they was scared of how he talked. That shit deep, man. The same dirty Moors killed Clarence. Puddin'. Father God Allah, 5% nation.
Yeah, class 13H, right?
Yeah. Because he wouldn't let them sell drugs in his motherfucking community. So they needed to get
the mob.
So they had to get rid of him.
Man, you fucking You dropped a lot of fucking shit. Like, look, I'm writing a book
Look.
right now. A lot of shit you saying.
Go to Google, put in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar versus Muslim Mafia.
What?
They killed almost all that man's family in DC. This is right before he changed his name from Lou Alcindor to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
What Black Mafia you said? What's the
Black Muslim Mafia. These niggas, this how he knew he was infiltrated. These niggas right here is them niggas.
right here?
That's the newspaper clipping about it. I don't know if you will be able to read it.
Yeah, it's probably too small to read, but at least I got that clipping to give me a note to go back on to do more research on it. Let's see. He don't go in on it.
Go to the main page. It might give us a
Black
story.
Hitman, Italian Mafia Part 2 Murder. Okay, shit. About to get into it.
No, that ain't what we looking for.
That ain't it.
Go to the main page, Elder.
All right, this was 1973.
Yeah.
The Haifa Muslim Mafia massacre.
Read it.
I say it says the 1973 Hanafi Muslim Mafia massacre took place on January 18th, 1973. 2 men and a boy were shot to death. 4 other children, ranging in ages from 9 days to 10 years old, were drowned. Damn, these niggas is cool, man. These niggas is
This how they operate.
damn, them niggas going to straight. Them niggas ain't going to heaven. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? God damn. Them niggas
Heaven on earth.
Huh?
I say heaven on earth.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm just, just talking shit.
So they
but
showing the fuck ain't going to heaven.
now they damn sure ain't going nowhere good with that type of thing right there. To drown some kids, a 9-day-old kid, man.
Finish reading it.
2 other were severely injured. The murder took place at 7700 16th Street, I think that's new. What's the new?
Spell it.
No, like it's NW. What's NW? And it new
Northwest.
Okay, Northwest. Okay, that's Northwest. Okay, all right. Northwest, a Washington, D.C. house purchased from a group of Haifa Muslims to use as a Haifa Muslim rifle club, pistol club. The property was purchased and donated by the Milwaukee Bucks basketball player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So, let me ask you this. So, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was with these niggas at one point?
No.
Okay.
Them niggas didn't like him being an Orthodox Muslim.
Oh.
They couldn't control him because he wasn't under the Black Muslims that they had infiltrated. This is the same time Wallace is destroying the nation.
Yeah, right.
This is why.
Okay, go ahead.
This is why Wallace had to destroy the nation, because these niggas that's doing this shit, Farrakhan got to rebuild the nation without these niggas.
Okay. Damn.
Them the same niggas killed Clarence 13X. Them the same niggas killed Malcolm X. The same niggas killed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar family. They can be any religion. They switch organizations at a heartbeat's notice because they need to do that to continue to keep up their charade. And as they jump from organization to organization, you don't know who they is because you don't know how they move. They do the same thing in everywhere they infiltrate.
So are they connected with the Dirty Moors?
I'm talking about the Dirty Moors.
All right, my bad. I'm trying to make this clear because I thought we said some of them were Jews and then these guys Muslims. So,
That's why I say they will switch religions and
Okay,
organizations.
right. Just
to
make that
deceive.
clear. My bad. My bad. You just made that clear. All right, Rod. We had one more question for you, man. This tying into this. What's those? Remember that shooting, that sniper shooting that was happening in DC? Was they connected with these same guys?
You talking about John Malvo Muhammad?
Yeah, the black sniper
No,
shooting. Okay, all right.
no. John Muhammad was in the military and fell out with the military upper brass and he was training to take them to war. It just so happened that Lee Malvo, his stepson, believed in him and followed his direction.
Uh-huh.
And that's what that was about.
All right, it's the last question. We're gonna get out of here because we're gonna be at 3 hours and 2-3 minutes. Somebody asked, could you break down the Black Pope? And that was the last one. You break down the Black Pope.
What you talk? I don't know what you're talking about.
Like they said, have you ever like the Black Pope? Like it says the Black Pope. Like the
Black
Jesuits,
Pope.
the leader of the Jesuits. I guess that's what they're referring to when they say the Black Pope, the leader of the Jesuits.
Well, who the fuck is the Jesuits?
I like matter of fact, let me pull this up and show you.
It's 3 popes. It's the Black Pope, White Pope, and the Gray Pope.
Yeah, the Black
That's
Pope.
how they divide the imperial powers of Rome.
Yeah, this dude right here, he the superior general of the Jesuits. This dude right here, he the leader of them.
Mm-hmm. And put up the Gray Pope. There's another one called the Gray Pope.
All right, the Gray Pope is my first one on that one, the Gray Pope. Let me take that out, the Gray Pope. These niggas are going crazy. The Gray Pope, the Yellow Pope, ass crack Pope. I mean, they going crazy with this shit. How many popes? Say 3 popes. All right, the Gray Pope. I wonder what they let's see. There's a Black Pope, the list, White Pope. Oh, they ain't giving me none on the gray. Okay, here goes something right here. Hold up. The Gray Pope. Okay. This might be a news article hidden on okay, here go here. It says the Gray Pope. Well, it gave like a little clip right there. Damn, I wish I could get that clip. Let's say this clip real quick. Well, it won't let me say the clip. I see what you're talking about though. The Gray Pope. He look like just like the other niggas.
Yeah, they all got different functions is all.
Yeah, yeah, I wonder why when Malcolm X got shot, he had a Jesuit wing on. What the fuck was that all about? Unless they was fucking with us in the movie or something.
I thought he had on the Star and Crescent ring, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, he had a star and crescent on one hand, then he had the a Jesuit ring on the other hand. I was like, what the fuck is Michael X got a Jesuit ring on for? That
I
shit,
had to see that.
yeah, that shit threw me off. Like I was like trying to figure out, like I it was so puzzled that I just left it right there and say I'm gonna come back to that. Maybe it'll come back up later down the line. Because he was fucking with the Ku Klux Klan. He was going like it was a whole bunch of shit. But Malcolm was on to them dirty niggas you talking about. He was just about to get on to him. He was just about to expose them hard right before they killed him. I'm telling you, man. He was about to blow their whole shit up. And that's why they went on and said, oh, he got to die this week. He got to die this week. He got to die like right now because we can't wait. We can't wait till he get that speech. I charge, you know what I'm saying?
Now, you remember, they had been going back and forth. They had been shooting at Malcolm already.
Yeah, they tried to blow his truck car up, his house. They fled his house.
Yeah.
On fire.
Yeah. So they tried to blow up his house or burn his house down with Molotov cocktails, blow his car up, but they tried to shoot him on the expressway several times. So they was trying to get Malcolm because they didn't want Malcolm to start an organization to ride with a Nation of Islam, and they can't control it because he would know who they were because he knew who they were. Man. From being exposed to them in real time, being face to face with them no good niggas. He was fearless. When they tell you Malcolm ain't had no fear, that nigga didn't have no fear.
That's right.
Bumpy Johnson know who them niggas was. He was gonna push it to them niggas. That's when they all ran back upstate New York to their gated communities.
Man,
because he was at their head about Malcolm.
That's funny that you say that, man, because it's one part in that Bumpy Johnson series where he go in this secret order at the end, right? And these niggas, they say he said, I gave y'all $2 million. He say, oh yeah, that's just for the entrance fee to get into our club. And they all looked like the niggas you talking about, the dirty niggas, man. And they said we control the government, we control everything. We can keep you out of jail, we can hide your money, whatever you want.
That's them.
Yeah. And
Moorish Zionists, they Moorish Zionist Jews. 32-degree Scottish Rite Freemasons under Albert Pike. They came in as conquistadors. We fought them to a stalemate in Florida. The matriarchs across the land say stop the bloodshed, and then they challenged us to a conjure war, and we accepted the conjure war to stop the bloodshed. Because when the bloodshed was taking place, the earth was rebelling against the mother, saying stop the children from killing each other. But y'all would, most of the guys won't know about what I'm saying, but a woman that live in the inner city that's experiencing a lot of those kids falling, she feel it without even seeing them. She know what I'm talking about. So when that bloodshed was going on like it was in Florida, especially when they started gator baiting the gators with babies to give them a taste for our flesh, because we was fighting, we was riding them motherfuckers. We would ride an alligator right on up to their ass. And then when we bust them in the head, the alligator was eating them, but they didn't have a taste for our flesh. They had the flesh of the stranger was strange to them because it's not from the land. It's like you can tell it's not seasoned from the land because it makes the gators go frenzy. But the ones from the land, we used to fucking ride alligators like bikes down the street, but we be riding down the river canal on the gator back. And we used the stick like an oar, and we could tell the gator which way to turn, and they would give us rides for free.
Right. I can see that. I can see that in my head right now, like a vision of it.
Yeah. So, a matter of fact, they got people now that started to reestablish those ancient connections with the gators and ride them down creeks and shit.
Yeah, it's facts. That's happening in Louisiana right now. It's a dude they call, like a couple of people they call the alligator people. They live in the swamps and they can get in the water with an alligator. Some of them they raise from babies.
It's be old ladies used to live back in the bayou. And when she get ready to throw the scraps out, she go out to her back door and say, hey, y'all gators, come on in. Them motherfuckers come in like in droves. And she's throw them old pots of food out there, they eat them up. That's how it is down here in Louisiana.
They feed the gators in Angola. You look at when my daddy was in Angola, right? And we went to go visit him. And we had to take a boat to get on to Angola. And as you're going, but my daddy told me the story that when they taking the prisoners to Angola, that they got these alligators out there and they take whole live chickens and throw them out there and the alligator come up and eat them. Boom. They show you how these alligators, they be hungry, right? So then they put like 2 chickens in a boat and then roll the boat out there and the alligator come and break the boat in half and then eat the 2 chickens. And they say, you ain't gonna escape from this place. So it's showing you that you ain't no escaping. Ain't no little boat. You ain't gonna be able to get across there in no little boat. Because they gonna break that joint in half and eat your ass. I'm telling you. Yeah.
But actually what they was doing is training the gators on what to do.
Yeah, that's what my daddy said. That's exactly what my daddy said. Training them. If somebody come in a boat like this, come in there and eat their ass. Pretty much. All right, man. We about to get up out of here, man. We already at 12 o'clock right now, man. It's probably 1 o'clock where you at, Rod. Man, this was a good one. Another banger, YouTube. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button before you get out there. Like I say, you want the brother Rod don't do it for money, but if you want to show him some love, we drop this cash out in the links, man. We about to get up out of here, YouTube. This was another.
So y'all share this video on all y'all social media, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, your Tweeter. You can share it on your Parler. You can sell it on your back channel, your dark channel, your light channel. You can tell it on your podcast, nightcast, daycast, firmcast. It don't matter. Wherever you got social media, you can share these videos, and we much appreciate it.
That's right.
We can wake these people up one way or another.
That's right. And Rod, you got a series. We got a series of the way. See, like the ancestors told me. He say, man, he say all the stuff that you ain't talking about. Rod is filling in all the blanks. Like it's like the way we work together. Like the Gullah Wars. We got some tapes, man. Like the $5 Indians, the forgotten slave trade. Now the how they faked the slave trade. We got a couple series of tapes that's starting to piece this shit together, man. Like no other. You know what I'm saying? It's pieced together.
All you got to do, if they could start from all of the ones that me and you did together,
Yep.
if they take them and put them to the side, they'll know the whole story. The whole story won't be a secret no more. It's just and they had the receipts to show the story.
Right? That shit is clear as day now, man. It's almost like I only need like a couple more pieces to really get a grip on it. Get a grip on it, man, because it's only thing that's puzzling to me is why it took us so fucking long to figure all this shit out. It's the only thing that's puzzling me. It took us a while. It's always been knowing it. Somebody always knew it. But it's just, and it's still everybody don't know it. But why has it took us so long to get to this point to where we say, all right, we know y'all niggas. Y'all come on out, you Simpsons. You Simpsons. Yeah, you Moor, you dirty Moors. One of them called the Simpsons. See? I found out one of these dirty Etruscans' last name is the Simpsons. One of the hidden families. That's why they got that cartoon. And one of their people is responsible for putting that cartoon together. I'm telling you, they always tell you what they're going to do to the people. Like, are they going to kill Trump or they going to do this? They always tell you in that Simpson cartoon.
Hey, somebody asked me last week or a couple of days ago, Paige Flowers asked me in a comment, and I never got to answer her about because they couldn't tell us the lizard bitch was dead until they captured the queen of the black nobility.
Okay.
And she asked me her name. At the time, if I wanted to answer her, I couldn't answer her right then because I couldn't remember. But she got the same name as the lizard bitch. Her name Elizabeth, it's the same name.
Right.
They got coronated at the same time. And sometimes when you pull Queen Elizabeth coronation up, they show a coronation of a melanated woman.
Hey,
instead of
I never put that together. I remember that.
Right. That was the coronation of the lizard bitch's handler and the queen of the dirty Moors.
They even showed that in the movie.
Yeah, that's the queen of the black nobility they was coronated at the same time in two different places using the same ceremony. And sometimes when you pull Queen Elizabeth coronation up, you get the coronation of the dirty Moor queen. And you could tell the difference because she's melanated and most of the people in her court is melanated. But the Queen Elizabeth, the one they announced her death, when you see her coronation, most of the people look like her.
Wow. This is crazy, man. Man, we about to get up out of here, man. We winding on down, man. Hey, bro, we got to do another one, man. We're gonna have to get together on I went to the next. I want to see the next title, the next subject you got. I got a whole bunch of subjects that I could come up with, but I'm saying, like, I ain't going to because we really get it. We right on their fucking doorstep, nigga. We knocking right at your door, nigga. Come on out.
I don't know what we haven't covered, Elder, to
yeah,
tell
right.
the
That's what I'm
story.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know what we haven't covered to tell the story where people can understand how they played us in order to get the upper hand.
Man, I'm
But
telling
now we see you two Black Devils. We know where you at.
Yeah, we knocked on your door, nigga. We want you to come on out. We at your door like a Jehovah's Witness, nigga. Come on out that joint, nigga. Come on out. We know you in there. We know what you look like too. Now you can come on out, or we don't have to kick this motherfucker in. You know what I'm saying? Hey, right? Then we gonna go and pull your ass out. So you can come on out, Simpsons. Come on out, Simpsons. We know who you. That's one of them. I'm telling you, the Simpsons, the Dirty Moors, the McDonald's. Hey, we out, man. What do?